No. No. No, hello.
Hi.
No, can I go? I don't want to do
Over
this.
to you, Fiona. No.
Hi, everybody out there. Welcome to Random DMs. Oh, lads, this is not nice. This is not nice. Hi, everyone. This is D8's Random DMs, where we change DM every time we play. And this is my very first time DMing, not just for this game, ever. Ever. And I decided to do it on stream live. So welcome to this shit show. Oh no, I meant that. I muted.
Oh, okay. Drunk on power already.
I'm the
She's the
DM
DM
now,
now.
Declan. You have to listen to me. This is actually why I'm doing it, just so I can lord it over Declan just for a little while, just for a few hours.
Well, I'm not joking you. I had massive anxiety in work as I was going home. I was like, oh my god, I haven't prepared anything for the session. Oh my god, Wait, I'm not the DM. Yay!
I spent 2 hours of my workday prepping my stuff. So I got paid for this. No one tell my job.
Now streaming live into that place.
Yeah.
Yes, this is...
Just don't show them the header on the pages you
Dahi,
printed.
do you want to use level? No. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm the DM now. Actually, I brought this with me. I'm going to put this on just for a minute. I stole it from my son. This is D8's Random DMs, where we have a new DM every session. It's me this time. We're playing through Lost Mines of Phandelver. We're going to try and stick to it. Let's see how that goes. And everyone was on level 1, and now they're all level 2 because last Friday they did a stream for Daffodil Day. They played a game of the night shift and they hit their goal of €1,000. Well done, everybody. They actually went over the goal. They went to €1,000 and €40 as well. And Declan promised us if we hit the goal that everyone in all of the games that he runs would gain a level. So Romancing the Dungeon, Rise of the Forsaken, Ballad of the Mad Kings, and now this as well. Everyone has gone up to level 2. So thank you everyone for your donations. Fuck cancer. It all goes to the Irish Cancer Society and we all get a level. So everyone is level 2 now. I'm joined by our lovely players, our host of players. We have Philippa, the gorgeous Philippa, who's going to be playing Thalia Freeroar, our Leonin Barbarian. We have Wayne, who you might know from the pubcast, and he's playing Osfire Tallbarrel, our Halfling Cleric, who might have a lot of work to do, or very little work to do, depending on how I've balanced everything today. We'll see how that goes. What's balancing? I don't know. We'll find out. Then we have Declan. Everyone knows Declan. The famous Declan. playing Oster Cray, our Air Ganassi monk, who's currently having a stroke in front of me. Declan, are you regretting this yet? We have the gorgeous Dahi, who's going to be playing Deceit, our tiefling there's a barbarian. Close.
Yes.
I got the first
I've
letter
actually
right.
the second letter was a multi-class. So.
And then me, I'm going to be attempting to DM and play as Calda, who is a satyr sorceress. So we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. Please, everyone, stay and watch and don't drop off, because it's going to be an absolutely awful experience for everyone involved. You should stay and just heckle me in the chat. And I'm not going to read it until later, unless someone brings it up and brings a comment to my attention.
Everyone put nice compliments in the chat.
Yeah, even if you don't mean it, just put nice compliments in the chat, everyone. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Fiona, you are drinking, right? You're
Fiona
drinking.
Hurd-
I'm drinking a non-alcoholic beverage because we're
Ah.
on Twitch, Wayne.
You're not allowed to drink alcohol on Twitch?
No. So
You
it's
learn something new every
a
day.
non-alcoholic beverage.
No wonder Pubcast is not on Twitch.
Before we begin, we have our sponsors. We have The Rook and the Raven, which is a lovely journal company where you can keep all your campaign notes and your character details. You can switch out your pages. It has the really cool overlay where you can use your wipe away marker and update your sheet as you go. And somebody, maybe Declan, is going to drop a discount code in the chat, and a little bit of what you spend will come back to D8 Dungeon and help us continue on with our streaming and podcasting adventures. And we also are sponsored by the lovely Dakota Irish, who provide beautiful dice, which I think most of us are playing with today. They also do candles and sweeties that are Dungeon and Dragon themed. I'm going to be rolling with my teal liquid core, and I have my evil black ones for Calda. And you can get 10% off with the code DREAMDATES. Dream Dates, but with the number 8. Just to confuse everyone, because I can't say it properly. But without further ado, who wants to try and play some D&D?
Woo! I'm ready.
Is everybody ready? Because I'm not. I wish you could see it. I've got like so many sheets printed out everywhere. I've got stuff on the computer. It's all going to be a disaster. Anyway. So we're running Lost Mines of Phandelver with a little bit of a twist in that all of our adventurers have met up again 40 years after the adventure and are reminiscing about it. And they started their little chat in the Copper Quill, which is Oster's family's tavern in Neverwinter. And they all met back there together again to have a little chat about what they remember going down 40 years previous. And I think everyone remembers it a little bit differently. So they've all had their first few drinks. Osfire, I think, devoured a bucket load of chicken wings. The bones now scattering the floor. And they're all having a little chat about what they remember happening. And when we last left off, they had met up with Gundren in Neverwinter and retrieved a stolen letter from the Scramblers for him. And he has promised them some lovely gold if they bring a wagon full of his supplies to Phandelver for them. So I think Calda's going to take it over now, what she remembers. And Oster had his little box of tricks and his diary that he was reading from the last time, and Calda was going to turn to everyone and say, yeah. And she'll flick her fingers, and all of a sudden the curtains close in the tavern and the whole place descends into darkness. And she'll turn to them smiling and say, do you remember what happened next? And with a wave of her hand, this ball of undulating grey and black flame will materialise just a little bit in front of the wall. And she'll glide over. The way I imagine Calda moving is like when the Martian tries to pretend to be a human in Mars Attacks and she glides across the floor. That's how Calda moves. So she glides over to the flame and brings her hands up in front of her like she's going to do a little shadow puppet show. And as she's creating these figures in front of the flame, simple figures, the shadows that appear on the wall are much more elaborate than what she's doing with her hands. And we were all there, do you remember? And she flicks her hand and an image of Oster appears on the wall and his hair is blowing in the breeze And all of a sudden he does a flurry of kicks, but he's a bit too enthusiastic and he nearly falls over, but he catches himself just in time. And she winks at Oster in the bar beside her. That was you, do you remember?
I think I stuck the landing. But yeah, that's up to as much as I got, I think. I mean, the way you describe it, it kind of makes it seem like I was a bit clumsy in that. But is that really how it happened?
She doesn't make eye contact with you. She just stares at the shadow.
Oh, well, if you say so, Calda. Like, you've got such a great memory. So, yeah,
I do.
Yeah, that must have been it. Cool. Yeah, God. Oh, I'm so stupid.
She'll flick her hands again, and all of a sudden this short figure appears beside Oster's shadow on the wall, who's up to kind of Oster's waist height, and she just kind of side eyes Osfire standing beside her in the tavern, and she just makes a little face, and she flicks her hand, and he shrinks down on the shadow to about Oster's hip height. And she's like, okay, that's a bit better. And he pulls out his hands, and these two gouts of flame fly up really high, like 3 feet, and you can see the glee in her eyes as she's watching him cast Sacred Flame in each hand on the shadow on the wall. And there's you. Do you remember?
I vaguely recollect.
The fire. You liked the fire.
Like is a cautious term. I don't like fire.
I do.
I'm well aware.
And she flicks a hand again, and you see this absolutely graceful and beautiful shadow of Deceit appear on the wall. And they're flicking their hair and prancing about, and there's little shadows of fireworks going off around them as they bow to the crowd in front of them. And you, my love, there you are.
Oh, well, I used to be one for showing off. Not so much anymore, as they flick all of the jewels and gems in their hair back and put their hands like this across the bar, and it's just laced in rings and gold. I'm like, not anymore. That's not me. Continue.
With another flick of her hand, this really imposing figure of Thalia appears. And she's the tallest out of all of them. She's got a mane like a glorious crown round her head, and she's throwing her head back in a roar. And she's holding her great axe. And there's these globs of some sort of liquid falling off the axe. But because it's a shadow, you can't really tell what colour it is or what the liquid might be. It's probably, I don't know, ketchup or something. But she's very imposing. And Calda looks over and says, and you, my love, there you are.
Seems right.
And for one last time, she flicks her hand, and a younger Calda appears on a shadow on the wall.
Oh.
Who looks like she did back then. Excuse me?
Oh, it was just... It's so imposing.
That's not the important part. And she moves her hands, and all of a sudden, the shadowy version of Calda is surrounded by dozens and dozens of goblin corpses. And it's like, out of everything, this is the most detailed part of the shadow puppetry. You can tell everything. Everything is so detailed. There's missing body parts. There's bones jutting out. There's limbs all twisted in horrific angles. Lots of them are on fire. There's kind of a few decapitated heads.
Calda.
Do you not remember?
I mean, maybe. I feel like that's skipping ahead a little. I don't remember that happening when we were with Asta, at least. At least not at his parents' place.
That was the most exciting part. And Shadow Calda picks up a decapitated goblin head and just gives him a little kiss on the forehead. Too much?
I mean, you always have been.
She waves a hand and a few of the bodies disappear. There, that's better. Now, where did it begin? And we're going to do the Wayne's World. And we're going to go back to 40 years ago, where they have bid adieu to Gundren Rockseeker and Silder Hallwinter, who have set off that evening on their horses to go ahead to Phandelver. The others are going to follow the next morning. Auster's father has agreed to let everyone spend the night in the tavern as long as Auster does some extra chores. And I had Declan roll for it. He actually rolled quite well. He only has to do 2 extra chores, but one of them involves sweeping the chimney of the tavern.
And Oster
He
is
said.
claustrophobic and asthmatic.
Deceit also rolled really well for stealth and was able to hide and not have to do any chores. So well done, Deceit. So everyone has had a lovely long rest. We're all getting up. It's a beautiful morning in Neverwinter. The sun is just peeking over the horizon as you wake up from your lovely rest in the Copper Quill and get ready to bring your wagon to Phandelver. And what is everybody doing this morning?
Oh, are we just
We're
on our
in the
way
Copper
to
Quill,
the
so we're
wagon?
getting ready to depart. There's a wagon waiting outside
Okay,
with some
so-
oxen in it, and we're all getting ready. So if there's anything that you want to do before we go.
To see kind of like a cat waking up after sleeping, like gets out of the towel, like the linen cupboard where they had found a place to hide and sleep, and are just like stretching like a cat, like, and it's like the parents walk by and they're like, oh, like another guest, what? Like they're just kind of like,
Why are you in my closet?
oh, I mean, it's probably the most comfortable spot in the place.
Did Oster tell you to sleep in there?
Yes.
Okay, I'll break his legs. Carry on.
Just he just like quickly like and like kind of scaredly just like wanders out to the main
Oster's
room.
mom watches you go and then just sticks her head back into the room to see if it's nice and neat and tidy. How did he leave it? How did they leave it actually? Is it okay? The room?
The
Yeah.
linen cupboard. Oh, it's a state. It's just the linen cupboard, but like as I got out, like I was like a cat, like I just like trailed everything behind me.
Oster's mother makes a mental note of that. That's going to be coming out of Oster's allowance later on. So Oster, if you want to minus
Targeted
2
assault.
gold off your character sheet there. Yeah. 2 gold for the cleaning fee.
I cleaned
I'm
the
DM.
rooms! What's
Oh wow.
Well, it's not it was left in an absolute state, and you made your friends stay over. You begged your mum and dad to let your friends stay over, so it's on you, baby. So minus that 2 gold, or I'll do it for you.
Oh, I cannot wait for Ballad of the Mad Kings on Monday.
Despite the fact that there is no alcohol involved, Fiona is drunk
Yes.
on power.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tommy.
This is, yeah.
I have removed 2 gold pieces from my itinerary.
What is everyone else doing?
Osfire is actually has helped Oster to clean the chimney, giving his size. He climbed up and gave it a good scrub from the inside. So as if the parents are around, wherever this chimney may be it in the main pub or whatever, you just whoever when they walk into the room, Osfire just like just lands in the heart of the fire. And just like, and there's like a cloud of soot rolls out into the room, and he's just covered, like his chainmail is off and is resting over one of the chairs, and his undergarments, which is just like an undershirt and a pair of linen pants, they're just covered in head to toe, full on chimney sweep. Like his bald head is completely black, and you can just see kind of like circles around his eyes, and he's just like, oh, well, the chimney's clean, and he just stands up and just kind of tromps over and just trails soot through the bar as he goes to pick up his stuff.
Oster's father walks out from a back room and sees the trail of soot. Oster! Oster!
Oster's out the back, having been up since 5 a.m. Like getting ready for the day. So that started with like preparing breakfast and stuff like that. He's cleaned the kitchen. He was going to clean the chimney. He was just putting it on the long finger in the hopes that maybe his parents would forget. But Oster is out the back at the moment, and he can just kind of hear his dad kind of shouting his name. And it's going to be good news. It's definitely good news. He knows his dad's tone. It's going to be good news.
Oster, get in here now.
Coming, Dad. And he just the last sheet he throws over the line out the back of the tavern, and he just kind of like folds it, puts 3 pegs along the side of it, and he just runs to he just kind of runs in, and he's kind of carrying a basket of dried laundry on his hip, and he has like a little bandana tied up around his head because he's just been up, and he looks really really tired. Yeah, Dad.
Your dad's standing there, his arms crossed, and he's tapping his foot real
Oh,
fast,
that's
so
the
you
face
know
he
he's
makes
not
when
in
he's
a
proud
good
of me.
humor.
Oh, Jesus.
What do you call this? And he gestures at the mess that Osfire left.
Oh, oh, geez.
I cleaned the chimney.
Oh,
You can eat your breakfast up there. It's spotless. I did trail a wee bit. It's just a small bit through here.
yeah.
But I can get
Oscar,
that.
you do know this is going to come out of your allowance as well.
Oh, hold on there now. Hold on. This
Who are you anyway? Who are you?
excuse me, sir. I am a good friend of your son's. We dispatched some unpleasant characters into town. Your son was very helpful. I think that's
No, he wasn't. Oster.
you weren't there, sir.
Well, that's not my son that dispatched of anyone, I tell you that.
Well, you can take my word for it. As a northern militiaman, he
Oh.
was quite able.
I kicked a guy, I kicked him.
Yeah.
I'm going to need Osfire to make a deception check.
Please say that again.
I said that Osfire is going to have to make a deception check.
Thanks, Echo. Cheers. Okay. Okay, deception. Here we go. Not bad, not bad. That is an 18.
Okay. Oster's father, upon hearing the militia remark, he started to shut up a little bit. And then on hearing your remark that his son actually was useful, he kind of he clears his throat and goes, all right then. Well, I'll tell you something. You take my son out there and you make a man out of him. Do you hear me?
I do believe he's a man already, but I will take him as my charge.
And while Osfire is saying all of this, he's found a broom and he's like sweeping the remaining soot back into the heart of the fire. It's like, really, a man's work is definitely something that is to be aspired to. And your son is clearly in a position for that.
Yeah, Oster's on his hands and knees with like the dustpan, like kind of using his hands to scoop up some of the dust as well. Yeah, and Dad, like Osfire he's just like he knows what he's doing, and he's going to show me train me. He's gonna he's my sensei.
All right, son. Just come back with both ankles intact this time, won't you?
Yeah, and he's kind of looking up at his dad. Yeah, because I know what you and Mom always say. If you fall off that wall and you break your two legs, don't come running to us.
Yeah, because you won't get any help from us, good man.
No.
And he's going to just clap you on the back and walk away.
Oh.
While they're all like a little bit distracted with this like whole shenanigans and stuff, can I try to like rob a bottle of wine? Maybe.
Can you? What now? Where?
It's like seeing this happen. It's like,
going for this. Is it under the bar? Is it like top shelf stuff? What are you going?
oh, like deceit is like right now in their life. Current deceit would be more
Okay.
discerning, but now deceit is kind of whatever's handiest, whatever's easiest
Okay, there's
to
a
take.
few because there's some nice looking bottles up the top, but that's in full view of everybody. But under the bar, there's there's some boxes of dusty wine, and there's
Yeah, I rolled a d6 for myself, and I was like odds fancy, even, or I was like odds fine, evens fancy, just for deceit, like his own. I'm gonna go for anything.
okay. Well, the easiest one is a half open dusty box of wine that's under the counter. If you want to go for that, give me a sleight of hand check. Now you can do it with an advantage because they're all having a family moment in front of the fireplace.
Ooh, thank you so much, because that was terrible. That is so much better. And so, does my little +4 apply from being so
I did
well
say it
rested?
could apply to your first roll of the game, Dahi, and that's all the
Yeah.
good things you're getting
So-
from me.
Well, I mean, we still have more
We
deals
do have
to make,
deals
Fiona.
to make, yeah.
That's gonna be a 25.
Oh, okay. So Deceit looks around and sees Oster having a really lovely family moment with his father and Osfar, and takes that moment of distraction to quickly bend down and scoop this foul box of leaking wine into his bag. So well done. Deceit, they have a delicious box of wine for whatever they wish to use it for.
Excellent.
Is
For
it
the
actually
road.
boxed
It's
wine
boxed
or is
wine.
it boxed? It's boxed
It's boxed
wine.
wine,
Okay.
yeah.
Delicious soggy
That's
backpack
iconic.
wine.
And
Stunning.
Talia, what's she
It's like
been
a
doing?
camel
The
pack,
thing
but
is,
it's just that the
Deset's
fabric's
young.
got soaked. You can just be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been half empty, so you don't know who's been
Ooh.
drinking from it, but I'm sure it's delicious. What's Talia up to?
Thalia has been going through her morning workouts. She must maintain this physique, of course. So I think actually she's been kind of like, maybe if there's like an outside yard or something, and I think has been hearing like the discussion inside a little bit, and has mostly been maybe helping a little move heavy things. Because she's like, well, my weights aren't like my normal log that I like to work out with is not here, so I'll just this bale of hay, I'll just move this back and forth a bit. That'll help. And I think she has also like maybe overheard a little bit of the discussion, and she does sort of like just gently like pat Oscar's father on the arm at one point. Is like, you should not worry about Oscar breaking his ankles. He has a very good lateral jump. I saw it myself. It was very good.
Are you sure we're talking about the same person?
Yes, I saw it myself. He did not need my help jumping it
This-
out of a trapdoor.
This
It
kid
was very
puts on his
impressive.
trousers backwards. Are you sure it's him?
I mean, the trousers might be backwards. I haven't checked, but the
Don't
jump
vote no.
itself was good.
I wouldn't
No,
go too
I don't
near.
intend to. Don't worry. No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the smarts and things maybe needs a little help, but
A lot of help. Yeah.
physically, I think he's very capable.
I don't know where. I mean, myself and my wife, he didn't get anything from us, and I mean,
Clearly, I didn't get a fucking heart
Okay, not
anyway.
everyone can be
Declan, I won't take any back chat or sass as a DM. Thank you.
Sorry.
This is all feeling very personal.
It's
very
starting
personal.
to.
Just very
Deceit is
personal.
just swirling a glass of wine and like taking a sip
Yeah, I'm just like
in the middle of
casually
this,
holding
and
a
just says,
barrel.
"No, you're." Like just sipping a little glass of this wine, and kind of as they sip, kind of goes, just winces like delicious. Yes, your son is quite the gallivanter, like jumping and leaping and kicking and springing and toing and froing.
Yes,
I
he
must
did a
say.
good kick.
Well, do take him away for how long are you going for?
I
While.
don't know.
Until we deliver the
At
Probably.
least
I
like
guess.
a month. Yeah.
Might I ask if you're asking us to undertake the tutelage of your son in these matters and bring him on the road and such? Generally, we would. Well, from my own experience, I can't speak for my colleagues here, but we would generally ask for supplies of nature to kind of cover us. And you seem to be well stocked here. As Osfar kind of looks around
yes.
the bar and kind of wanders in, looks kind of where all the snack foods are. And stuff. I mean, even some mild provisionings and stuff, and maybe kind of rifling through the under the counter bottles, looking at anything in particular. Just very much like just blatantly looking at everything, measuring the place, and seeing if there's anything that
Yes.
you could say, yeah, we'll have some. We could take some of this and some of this. But I mean, it all goes to obviously helping you healthy and strong and ready for the fight.
And away for a longer time.
Clearly, you have so much at your disposal.
Out from behind my
I'm
bar.
Sure, you
Out.
could spare us.
Get out.
Oh,
And Oscar's father's going to gesture out,
No,
kind of pushing ye out from behind the bar. Out.
no wonder this place doesn't have any customers. My
Oscar, where'd you
goodness.
find these
And
people?
Does he just leaves?
You know the sign that I worked
Does
on
he
all
leave?
night.
The fucking sign. Yeah, you went on and on about it. I know.
Yeah, well, I put the sign up, Dad, and yeah, that's how I met Osfire and Thalia and Deceit and Calda.
Calda. I forgot about Calda. She pops up from behind the bar. Hello. Hello. I'm here too. We will look after your son.
And
and
jumps
teach
here.
him ways of death. And she looks at you, Oster, smiling.
Osters just steps behind Osfire for protection.
And she's going to go up to Oster's father face to face, right up, like uncomfortably close in his personal space. Some supplies for the journey. Leaning right in on top of him. And Calda's going to attempt to intimidate father. I don't know if she's very good at intimidation. We'll see.
Isn't it fun
Sure.
role playing with yourself?
It's really shitty. I don't enjoy it at all. Oh, that's okay. She got a 16. So you'll see Oster's father, that was in the height of it, he'd slammed down the little door of the bar after scooching you all out, and Calda's up in his face, and he kind of backs up a little bit away from her and says, yeah, supplies, just get out of here. Just get out of here. And he grabs a few bags. There's some scampi fries going. There's a few peanuts. And he gathers together a little bag of supplies and dumps them on the bar and looks at Oster and says, out. And don't come back before a month's past, son, okay? Just give us a break.
Okay. I love you too, Dad.
Yeah. Does anyone want to grab the bag? Calda doesn't want it.
I'll
Um,
put it on my pack if you want.
Deceit's outside.
Okay, as you all
Sorry,
make
put
your
on
way
my
out of the
large
bar
backpack.
with your scampi fries, there's the wagons outside that Gundren had prepared. There's 2 oxen tied to it, and there's a load of stuff in the back covered by sheets. And ye are to bring it to Phandelver, which is a few days away. So let's go, baby. Who's going where?
If there's anywhere that's like not the front, so like the back.
You want to hop up into the back of the wagon?
If it's like comfy, anywhere that's comfy.
There's a little
Like
bit.
if I can try and find like the
there's
comfiest
it's a bit of
spot.
you have to do a bit of a Tetris maneuver and maybe move some stuff around, but there's just enough room to sit your arse down on a comfy space, and then whoever else comes in the back of the
Okay,
wagon
so-
has to sit on horrible stuff. That's going to be painful.
Yeah, because I left the
Okay.
place first because I was sick of the dad. So like I like intentionally found the comfiest spot I could
Okay.
before anyone.
Calda will glide over and she's going to sit facing the seat in the back, staring at you.
I think Oster's hanging back just while the others are kind of, fixing themselves up in the cart. He's hanging back for one last, word with his mom and his dad.
What about Thalia and Osfire? Where are they going to go?
Sally is mostly interested in eating some pork scratchings that she's taken from the provisions bag. But I think she will volunteer to. She doesn't want to drive the wagon, which she makes quite clear because she's like, well, I don't normally interact that much with animals. But she's like, I'll go near the front.
Yeah, Osfire
Got very long
clambers
legs,
up
I
into
need
the
the
driver's
room.
seat. Yeah, Osfire does not need the room, but will sit his halfling ass up driver's seat and somehow has managed to squirrel out 2 bags of scampi fries from the provisions and has already opened them and is eating them as his breakfast as he kind of pulls the reins up and kind of gathers the horses and kind of gives a little chirp and waves at them and kind of gets their attention, and is just like getting himself comfy into the driver's seat waiting.
Oster's parents have come out the front of the tavern, and his father's still standing there, arms crossed, and his mom is still standing there, arms crossed, staring at their son.
Oster just spreads his arms out as wide as he possibly can, and he just scoops them into a big hug.
And they do that thing where you scrunch up your chin and they just let themselves get squashed, but they still have their arms crossed, so you're kind of getting poked with some elbows a little bit. Okay, now love, that's enough.
Mom,
Yeah,
Dad,
yeah.
I'm gonna make you so proud.
And they look at each other, and you can see them. They try and hide the look in their face, but it's very obvious. Yeah, you do that, son.
I'm gonna bring you back so much gold,
Yeah, okay.
and we'll be able to buy that little cottage, Mom, that you wanted outside Neverwinter near the lake.
Oh, the cottage. Okay, yeah.
And
That's a lot of gold now, son.
I know, but I'm gonna learn how to be, strong like Osfire, and brave like Talia, and then there's Deceit and that other weird one. And I'm sure I'll learn something from them too.
Calda's waving. Hello.
I was so curious as to what you were going to say about Deceit. And Deceit is just the back.
Well, you definitely need at least a month there, son. So best of luck to you.
Okay.
We won't wait up.
Jesus.
I love you.
And they wave you. They turn and wave.
He's
Bye.
hugging, he's
See you
hugging him
later.
again. He's hugging him again. And then he's just gonna put his backpack on his shoulders and just like both straps on, and he's kind of holding them out a little bit. And he, with the kind of like some tears in his eyes, he just kind of turns to the face his newfound friends, and he just takes his big breath, and then one step forward on the same road he's always walked on. And he just yells at the top of his lungs, "Adventure!" And he he runs ahead of the cart and the ox.
Oster's father puts an arm around the man and says, he's off again. Go on, get in quick. Don't let anyone see. Quick. And they rush back into the tavern before anyone can see.
I like lean over to Oscar and I'm like, is this a traditional way to start an accompaniment of a wagon in Neverwinter?
Osfar kind of looks back at the parents and then looks at Osir leading his like, I come from quite a cold area, and I've been hugged by Yetis that are warmer than that exchange I've just seen. And he looks at Oster running ahead of the wagon and is like, I think we're going to have our work cut out of us keeping that boy alive.
Is he running now?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I mean, it's just delivering some cargo. How hard can it be?
Yeah!
And with
Pop
that,
some more.
the wagon
broccoli.
takes off down the road out of Neverwinter. You look back, and Oster's parents have already closed the door of the van. You take off down the road. The sun now fully over the horizon. It's a beautiful morning. Birds are singing. There's a slight breeze. Nice and warm. It's one of those mornings where it's not too cold and not too warm. It's just right. And everything feels wonderful and hopeful and lovely. And you trundle along down the high road for a few days. It's not very eventful. I'm sure Oster is doing some lovely kicks along in front of the wagon. Is he? What, do you have a question there,
I
Declan?
know that one of the reasons I ran ahead is I wanted to stop off in a little shop, and
Okay.
I wanted to buy matching capes for everybody.
Okay, what now? How elaborate are these capes?
They're just like normal like traveling capes. They're just, I mean, they flow a little bit, and they are garish orange, but he just wanted to get capes for his new group and friends.
Regalia
Ten-
for the group.
10
Good
gold.
idea.
10 gold. I have
10 gold.
I have 9.
Well, the shopkeeper's standing there saying, 10 gold, please. They're my best seller, orange. Everyone wants to wear orange.
Okay, why don't I get? Okay, I guess I don't need. Like, do you have like a scarf? Could I get like 4 capes and a scarf? I only have this much, and he holds out 9 gold pieces.
She looks you up and down. How does he look right now?
He looks like a 21-year-old who's never left home before. He's a little bit red in the face because he did sprint ahead.
Okay.
And like he is.
I see them every day at work.
You want all 5 of them, yes?
Well, if I mean, well, if you could part with 5 for 9 gold, and he kind of looks down and he looks back up at her. I'd really appreciate that.
Persuasion check.
Oh, I don't think I'm actually any good at that. I've got a +2. And I'm gonna roll my new. I got those liquid core dice from Dakota Irish.
Ooh.
For Oster, I got these lovely little. They're the monk ones because they're Oster's color. So that is a 15 + 2. 17.
I'm really excited for mine to come in.
Okay.
I mean,
She had her hand hovering over all the gold and was going to snatch it all. And she sees you looking at her with your pathetic, sad little eyes.
I mean, okay.
And she... I'm the GM, Declan.
Okay.
Right? She says, oh, all right then. and she'll take 3 gold out of your hand, and she'll fold your fingers over the rest. Say, be safe out there. And she'll pack up your 5 gold or 5 orange capes in a little baggie and hand them to you.
Oh, I hope to meet more people like you out there. Good people.
There's so many of us.
And he's struggling to contain just all the joy he feels in his heart. And he does have an urge to hug her, but no, you don't hug the shopkeeper. And he backs out, and he's kind of half bowing. Thank you, thank you so much. And he's already got the capes out of the bag.
Yep, they're yours. You can, well, you haven't given them out yet. You can add 5 garish orange capes to your inventory deck.
And I will deduct, was it 3 gold pieces?
3 gold.
Okay, done.
If you tell us about this, like, that is a good deal, Oster. You should ask that shopkeeper her name for later in case we come back.
But he's not gonna. I think there was the urge to give them out straight away, to present them to his new friends. But he's kind of a little embarrassed, so he kind of puts them back in the bag, and they're in his backpack. So he's gonna wait until a little bit later to give the capes.
And what does he get onto the wagon or what?
Oh no, the entire time he's kind of running in front of the caravan, and he's going a little bit ahead, and then he's stopping, and then he's going a little bit ahead again, and then he's running to the back of the caravan, and he's waving at Deceit and Calda, and then he's kind of shadow boxing with Talia a little bit. So he's just a hyperactive little thing at the moment.
Oh, cute. And as the few days pass, uneventful apart from your orange capes, you eventually reach the Tribor Trail, which is where the road gets a little bit... It's not as nice anymore. You have to turn east. That's the way Phandelver lies. And you're only about half a day away. And you continue down this trail. The road's rocky and dirty. It's not as nice here, but it's still manageable with the cart, and the oxen are behaving. And as you get further down the road, you spot something a little bit on the horizon. And looking ahead, you see the bodies of 2 horses lying on the road, which have black feathered arrows sticking out from them, obviously all dead, and nothing else. That's all you can see at the moment.
Myself and Calda are in the back. Do we see anything?
Perception check.
Nothing. Oh, oof, that is fine. 12?
12. It looks normal apart from the dead horse corpses. It's a normal forest road. There's thickets of trees on either side of the road. You can't really see through them that well. It's still daylight. It's still bright, but it's too dark and shadowy in the trees to see much in there. And like I said, all you can see ahead of you are the bodies of the horses. They're about 50 feet away from you.
The back of the cart isn't covered.
Well, the stuff in it is covered, but it's not like a covered wagon.
That's what I thought it was for a second. That's why I was like, Can we see out? Okay, that's fine. Cool, thank you. This looks a little morose. You might like it, and I point.
He's already bent over, staring at the horses. They're dead, aren't they?
Well, it looks like it. Normally, they're trotting
Oster
about.
He's trying to check for a pulse on the horse, and he's kind of looking up at Osfire. I'm not getting a pulse.
Boy, I think they're gone. And Osfar's going to turn to Talia. It's like, this might be an ambush. I've seen this before on the road, so be at the ready. And I'm going to get down off the front of the cart and kind of make my way over and start looking at the... Did you say horse bodies with arrows in it?
Yeah, 2 horse, unless you get closer. And you can have a little look and see what else you can find.
I'm gonna move up next to Oster and kind of wave him off the horses, just be careful, boy. These things might be trapped. And I'm gonna just give her an old look-see around, a bit of investigation.
Give me an investigation check, please.
That is a dirty 20.
Very sexy. So looking around, you can see that the horses were killed by the arrows. They're peppered all over their body. Black feathered bits at the end. which you would recognize. You're like, that's not something that nice people use. And from the militia, it would come to mind that perhaps this might be the work of goblins. And looking around, you see that the saddlebags have been emptied completely, and there is a leather map case nearby that is also empty. And because you saw Gundren and Silder leave Neverwinter, you do recognize the horses as theirs.
Oh. I do believe these two former horses were the transport of our good friends, whose names I've already forgotten.
Gundren and Silder.
That's the one. These fine gentlemen paid us to escort this quarry to Phandelver, but it looks like they themselves befell what? And what I know, it's goblins. What I know from looking
With
at
a dirty
these
20, you would.
Yeah, I do believe they were attacked by goblins.
Calda's going to jump down off the back of the wagon and glide on over. Gundren and Silder, where are they?
Oster copies Osfire but spits on his own shoe.
I think also if you sort of prime...
Deceit is going to like... Oh, no, go.
Osfire was saying to Thalia about, like, it could be an ambush. So I think Thalia has been letting Osfire look at the horses, but she's going to be, like, scanning more of the tree line and stuff. And when he mentions that it might be Sildar and Gundren, she's like, well, where are they then? And where's the rest of the cargo they had? So she's kind of like...
Can I get a perception
I'm
check?
going for a perception check in those trees.
Go for it.
Ooh, it is... it's 12. No, 11.
Yeah, you look around, Thalia, just to see, because you're a bit on edge, especially after what Osfar said. And you're trying to look, but again, the trees are so close together, it's very hard to make out if there's anything. There's shadows moving. You can't tell if it's people or just the shadows. And you do have a sense of unease, but you can't see anything in particular.
Deceit is going to, hearing goblins and hearing like stuff like that, they're just going to like crouch down in the cart and hide. But like, are we far from
the cart?
Horses
Stopped about
in the
50 feet away from the horses.
Oh yeah, I'm going to crouch down and hide. I'm going to use that as cover. Like, I'm going to use the thing as cover and hide.
With my dirty 20, just trying to stretch that out investigation thing.
Okay.
But with my dirty 20, would I have noticed anything like tracks leading away or anything like that if I looked around?
Right now, Wayne, this is the way I'm going to do it now in random DMs. Okay.
Here we go.
We're going to broker a few deals.
Right.
And let's say that dirty 20 doesn't net you something else. You just remember that when Calda does a roll when you're DMing next. Is that fair?
Fair.
Okay. Osfire hunkers down on the road, looking around, still on high alert. And you do notice that there are some goblin-sized tracks that are kind of scattered around the horses and then leading off either side to the woods on either side.
I do believe they went to the woods on either side.
Calda is very excited now, and she stands up and looks around and says, "Hello!"
Oh, goodness.
And all of a sudden, an arrow whooshes out of the woods towards Calda, because I fucked myself, to be nice. And let me see. Yes, that's 100% going to hit Calda. This is great. I love DMing and doing this to myself. This is just wonderful. Hold on now a second. Let's see how much damage. Oh, great. This is great. 7 damage to Calda as an arrow whooshes out of the woods and fucks her right in the shoulder, and she's kind of hit back. Oh, my crown! How fitting! As she sees the arrow sticking out and her eyes grow wide, and she says, "Oh, I think we have some friends." And everybody roll for initiative.
Oh! Can I roll stealth as my little hiding
may.
action inside? Okay, fine. I'll roll that first.
I'm just going
Okay, so it's not great. It's just a 9. It's just a 9.
Okay, well were you in the cart or behind the cart?
Yes. I was in the cart.
Okay.
Like, so I I suppose in the car, like crouching down.
Okay.
So probably not too much cover.
That's fair. No, you're still in it though, but that's fair. If you rolled that on stealth, they probably will have spotted you, but you can stay there for now because they're still a good bit away from you and they haven't revealed themselves yet. So, Calda rolled a natural 1 for her initiative, so I'm doing really, really well for myself.
So Calda's dead. Retconned. She's not actually telling the story.
It's actually Calda's
Fiona's
corpse.
next character is telling the next.
That we're weekends of birding in the tavern.
Tears.
Fiona's next character is a cleric who's casting Speak with Dead on Calda to tell the story.
Tears are around for the rest of the adventure.
That's why it was a puppet show, a shadow puppet show.
22 for Oster.
Oh, very sexy.
Fast boy.
18 for Thalia.
18 for Talia.
30-20 for Osfar.
Very sexy.
Damn, I'm so slow today. I got a 14.
You got a 14.
Actually, no, sorry, not a 30-20. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. I have +0 to my initiative. 18.
18 for you as well.
So my dex is 0.
What's yours, Talia?
+1.
So.
And I will roll. I will do a Declan move, and because I will not be able to keep track of this otherwise, and I'm going to roll for the goblins as a whole, and they got 5. That's wonderful. That's just great. So first up is Oster, and you still haven't seen anything. The arrow came out of the woods to the east of the road, and you can hear kind of some jittering and some rustling over there, but you can't see anything just yet. Calda's still standing there with an arrow sticking out of her
Oster
shoulder.
is going to run literally in a direct line from the arrow and throw himself into the thicket of the bushes. Like legs first. He's just run, dived, and he's.
How far are we to this
enough.
thicket? How far are we from it?
It's quite near the road. It's like 10 feet away
cool,
on either side.
Cool.
So Oster has run and you've done a diving kick into the. Okay, give me a dex save, Oster, because you're throwing yourself into some thick trees here.
I'm glad I did good dex. I have a +5 to this. Watch as I get a nat 1. Oh, that's a 16 + 5, 21.
Nice.
Okay, that's fair.
Play.
So let me see on my feet. I've been so mean.
I
to
just
Declan
keep
so far.
expecting these DCs to be extremely high.
Just my ones. Just my ones.
just for Declan.
Just Declan.
It's only Declan. There's like 2 different like game sheets in front of Fiona. It's like for everybody, for Declan. And the pages are like red.
So Oster, you do your running, jumping kick in through the trees, and surprisingly enough for everyone, you don't hit anything. You slip right through these 2 big pines on the side of the road, and I hate being nice to Declan. It really, really, really irritates me. Your 2 feet connect with the chest of a goblin that's been hiding in between the trees, so you can roll for damage.
Okay. I am.
Thalia just shouts like, "Another good leap!"
As he jumps, Oster
You're quite
just
a Gallivanter.
I got this, but he's kind of already in the bush as he's kind of shouting it. A roll for damage, is it, Fiona? Sorry.
Yes.
It's not very often you hear Declan say that. Ellie Cyrus in the chat says, "Into the thick of it,
Oh.
thicket of it."
Give her the money.
Very good.
Okay, so that is 7 bludgeoning damage.
Ralph said, Fiona, you're so brave for being nice to Declan. It's like, you're so brave for being right nice to Declan.
Thank you. I'm so brave right now. Sorry, Declan. What did Oster do just then?
He did 7 bludgeoning damage. And he is going to your arm starts to deal bludgeoning damage if you aren't wielding any weapons. You do punch, kick, blah 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 blah. I'm trying to see what I can want. He's going to spend a key point to do flurry of blows.
On the same goblin.
Yeah.
Okay. How much damage is that?
Well, see, he slaps a roll to hit with it. That's a 16 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that is 11 bludgeoning
Big
damage.
goblin at this rate.
The rest of you on the side of the road hear Calder really has enjoyed the noise. It's hard to describe. It's like if you filled a sack up with muck, wet muck, and threw yourself up from a great height and landed on it. It's that noise. You just hear this squelching, exploding noise coming from the side of the road as Oster throws himself through the trees feet first and basically crushes the chest of this goblin completely. He is very, very dead. His chest is completely caved in. And the two goblin friends that were standing there, either side of their brother in arms, look down at him, look up at Oster.
Who's smiling? But like not in a Calder way. Like he's actually just like, I did it.
And they stare at Oster. And they bring their scimitars up ahead of them and point them right at you. Who the fuck are you?
I found the bad guys. And
Amazing.
Thalia's up next.
Congrats on your first murder.
that's me. That's my action and bonus action.
Thalia.
Well, now I know where the goblins are. I'll charge in after. And we only really need one of them alive. She sort of ponders to herself as she runs in. So she's going to lift up her great axe and try and hit at one of the goblins. I think she's like, I'm a bit miffed, but I'm not in a full rage just yet. So she's just going to do great axe attack. So,
That's fine.
oh my goodness. She wasn't paying attention. I got a 7.
Okay,
to hit.
Thalia. So you
No.
run in upon seeing Oster's success, or hearing it, I should say.
I was just so wowed by the jump that I just get distracted.
So impressed. It was so impressive. And you run in, great axe over your head, and roaring, but you're not raging, so you're nicely roaring.
Yeah.
And go to bring it down on this
I'm a bit
startled
caught off
goblin.
guard.
And he's so on edge after seeing his friend explode in front of him that he just sidesteps quickly, and your axe hits empty space and goes down into the ground in front of him.
I do want to try and style it out, if I may, and I'll like let it go past and be like, next time it will be your head if you do not stop and talk to us. And I want to try and like, I don't know if I could do a cheeky intimidation or persuasion
may.
or something to try and get him to like
I'll allow
chill
it.
out. Up to you.
Go for it. Whichever you wish.
I would suggest probably intimidation. I would assume.
Go for it.
A 12.
You can see he's a little bit shaken, and he goes, "Talk!" And he points at his friend. You need to have a word with your friend over there, and points at Oster.
He's like, okay, I will just kill you then, and that'll be the end of her turn.
No bonus actions.
Be cool.
Be cool.
No, I'm
Okay,
good.
that's bonus action.
Okay, Osfire, you're up.
Has his shield and his mace out, but he's going to run over to Calda and just put his hand on her and cast a healing word. And you heal up for. Let me see now. Healing word. Full 9 points of damage.
Very nice.
And then actually, I stupidly forgot to do my long rest.
What do you say to Calda as you're healing her?
Is it? I said, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Get stand up there now. Come on." And just puts his hand on her and just pulls his healing word through, and then looks over towards where Oster is in the thicket and trying to make him out, and is gonna as a bonus action cast Shield of Faith on him and give him +2 to his AC.
Very nice.
And that is the end of my go.
You're staying where you are?
I'm going to stay next to Calda because she's kind of still, obviously, I don't know if she's still on the ground or, but I just healed her. So my instinct is to protect her because the other two are doing
She would
fine.
have just stood and stared you directly in the eye, unblinking, as you cast healing word on her and pulled the arrow out, smiling, and handing it to you. Would you like it?
Thank you, kindly. I'm just standing there holding the arrow, kind of clutched in the same hand as my mace. I'm like, thank you.
You're welcome.
Cast Shield of Faith.
Perfect. Deceit, you're up.
it's me. Deceit is gonna like look at all of this and just be like, oh, what have I got myself into? And they're gonna hop out of the cart and kind of run towards, but not fully towards the group. Like run up about 20 feet,
Okay.
I'd say. And so what are the goblins like wearing? What do they look like?
They're very
Give me
sexy.
paint me a picture.
So
Very sexy.
they're very sexy. Currently, you heard scuffling from both sides of the road, but at the moment you can only see the two alive ones and the one dead one on the side that Oster threw
Cool.
himself into the thicket. And they're short little dudes. They're kind of grey and green skinned, messy hair. They're wearing kind of random bits of leather. There's bone in there. There's a few battered bits of metal. Everything's very homemade, DIY, crafty.
First cosplay.
First cosplay, baby's first cosplay, and they've got kind of really battered looking scimitars. A few of them have bows on their backs.
Okay, so Deceit's gonna look at the one that's closest to Oster, and just kind of like look them up and down and just say like, to be honest, if you wanted to kill us, you could have just made us look at you all. Oh, and cast vicious mockery. So it's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, great. They're so good at that. Oh, they did actually okay. 14.
Oh, sugar tits. 13. Damn.
I don't want that. It's very exciting.
Yeah, so that does not happen. So instead, I'm going to use the rest of my movement to just like, I guess, like move away a little bit, like just move like a little bit more out of the way, and I will. You did it once, maybe murder him again, and I'll point at Oster and give you
Wait,
inspiration.
he's dead.
Who?
Oh, I
The guy that Oster's
Yes.
currently standing in.
yes.
In. His feet. In his
You're being so
cage.
very lethal, Oster.
It's like you're in a water bath for your feet,
Yeah.
but it's a goblin corpse.
Jeez.
Oh, just-
Oh, it's even bubbling.
Or
The one that you shouted at to see turns to you and just spits and says, "It's always the pretty ones."
oh, thank you.
Goblin's turn. Yay!
Oh no,
Not
They're
the
gonna
one
hit
that's on
me.
the ground. So the
I'm
two
too sexy to die.
the two that are standing beside Thalia and Oster look at each other. And then one of them looks at you, Oster, and one of them looks at you, Thalia. And they kind of go, oh, fuck. And one of them's gonna go for you, Oster. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Natural 20, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. Wow, who would have thought that?
I'm so sorry. I genuinely.
So you're only sorry. You're only sorry when the random chances mean to
Yeah,
get them.
yeah.
When I do it,
Not
I do
with
it on
your
purpose,
direct-
Dahi, it's fine. If it's random cruelty,
That's fair.
I'm not on board with the random cruelty. So he
Oh, I
raises the
cannot
scimitar up above
wait.
his head, Oster, and says, "That was my dad!" And he's gonna bring down his
Jesus Christ.
scimitar
Oh yeah,
on
Oster looks
you.
down and goes, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and he's trying to help up the goblin.
He's like falling apart as you're
He's,
picking him up.
well, he's picking him
my
up in bits.
God.
And you're there, you're in the
What were these
viscera,
goblins made
and
of,
your hand
paper?
comes up and you pull out this brown paper lunch bag with a little heart drawn on it. That's all you get. So he's gonna go at you.
Can I add rations
his
to my
sim-
inventory?
If you look in the bag, there's little sandwiches and they're cut into star shapes,
Aw.
and there's a note in there that says, "Because you're a star."
Oh wow, they
Yeah.
know me. Deceit, this is for you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's mine.
So
That's
the
mine. Get away
goblin
from
is
it.
mashed into paste, but the sandwiches survive.
Because the
Sandwiches
sandwiches cause emotional damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's just roll some damage for you. So we're gonna go for a flat 6 for my natural 20. So 9. That's 11 slashing damage as the goblin brings down his scimitar along your chest, Oster. in an absolute
that's fine.
rage, watching his father's bits fly around your feet.
I'm so sorry. My master Osfire. He's a really good healer. I'm sure he can help your as he gets kind of slapped.
I had a really good relationship with my father.
No, I know.
you
Me too. I know.
asshole.
I'm so sorry. No, like Oster's crying.
Dear Lord.
The other one,
I can't believe
Thalia.
you've done this, Austin. Thalia, like, having just attempted to smash one of them and threatened to kill them. Oh my god, what have you done?
The other one looks at Thalia and he's a little bit nervous because his friend got the easier target, but still he has to do his part. And he tries to go for you, Thalia, with his scimitar, and that is a 7 to hit on his part. And yeah, he's just really intimidated that he got the more difficult target, and he kind of goes ah, and he's slashing wildly and does exactly what you did to him and brings his sword down into the dirt in front of you and says, I was meant to do that.
Yeah, well, now we're both here.
And
I'm still, the offer's still on the table. Talk to us. I'll stop pretending and maybe trying to kill you. I've maybe changed my mind seeing Oster immediately feel bad. I was feeling bad previously. I wasn't feeling bad now. Now I'm feeling bad again. I don't know how I feel.
and he just points at the mangled corpse on the floor and says, "There's no talking, love."
Okay. Okay, I'm not confused anymore. Great.
And then the one that missed you, Thalia, you'll hear him roar over and go, "Bryson, move your fucking ass!" And from the other side of the thicket, 3 more goblins run out. And 2 of them are similar in style to how I described to you, Deceit. And then there's one that he just kind of walks out real slow and he's dragging a scimitar on the ground. And compared to the others, he's got like this beautiful mane of silky black hair tied back with a ribbon, and he's got the bone armor, but it's done real nice. It's done in kind of a little design. He's got his claws are very nicely manicured, and he just throws his head back and goes, "Oh, why?" And looks at the 2 either side of him and says, "My dad made me do this. Can you guys just show me, please?" And the 2 goblins either side of him just roll their eyes at each other and say, "Why do we always get fucking stuck with the interns?" And the two goblins that are actually going to do something. One of them's going to go for you, Osfire, with his scimitar, and that is a 23 to hit you.
That definitely hits.
And he's gone for the smaller target, thinking it'll be an easier one, and that is 7 slashing damage. So he runs up, kind of shooting a filthy glance at the pretty goblin scimitar, running across the ground, and slashes it up and says "ah!" and runs it up against your chest. And the other one is going to go for Calda. Great. I'm really rolling great against myself. This is just wonderful. That's a 24 to hit Calda, which is going to hit. And she turns and smiles at this other angry goblin running towards her and says, "Hello." As he slashes at it, he gets a little bit shocked when she turns smiling to him and falters a little bit, but continues forward and slashes at her legs with his scimitar. And he's going to do 7 damage to Calda.
Oof.
Lads, this isn't fun.
Still up?
I don't enjoy doing this to
I mean,
myself.
you're
It's not
laughing.
nice.
You're actually laughing as you do this. So
I'm having fun,
Oh.
but it's not nice killing myself.
You're laughing as you're hitting us.
oh, that she's fine with.
And then
Yeah.
you can see the one that just hit Calda looks back at his friend and says, "Bryson, I'm telling you, I'll tell Clark." And Bryson rolls his eyes and says, "Fine." And he runs up, and I'm going to give him an attack roll with disadvantage because he really doesn't want to do this. And he's going to go for you, Osfire, again. And that is a 6 to hit you.
That 6 to hit me, that misses completely. I
Bryson
bring the
just
shield
kind of
up.
comes up to you with his scimitar. He's just like, it's just dangling out of his hand, and he just kind of think and dunks it off your shield. There. Is that good enough? Is that what you wanted? And the other 2 turn to him and they just spit at his feet and say, "You're fucking useless." And with that, poor damaged Calda gets to have a little go. and she's smiling down at the goblin that has his scimitar sticking out of her thigh. And she's going to just put a hand on his head, and she's going to cast a firebolt on him directly.
If that's a ranged spell, doesn't she get disadvantage if she's within 5 feet?
You're dead next. She's going to take it out on you. Don't anger her. James, if you're still out there in chat, please save the seat.
It's a creature within range. Are we okay with
Yes,
this,
but
Dahi?
if it's a ranged attack, if he's within 5 feet of you, you get disadvantage. I just wanted to see how quickly Fiona will kill me if I rules lawyer.
James isn't getting involved. He said he's saying nothing. But apparently Dahi is the James of random DMs.
She rolled a 14.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Wayne cast 2 spells in a turn as well, instead of like a spell and a cantrip kind of thing, but I was like,
I didn't.
I can
I
do
didn't say anything. 'Cause I'm
mine.
not snitch.
I can do
Yeah.
I can do one of my spells as a bonus action as well as casting a
Meta magic.
spell.
but it's still 2 spells because one has to be a cantrip still. Because
No, because my particular bonus action is healing word. Shield of Faith and bonus action are both down as healing as better as a bonus action. It's a DM's call. You can do a bonus action as a spell if you want. If you have it listed, my character does. So it's his bonus action specifically is healing word. So I can do that.
Oh, I thought it was just like a flat thing. Oh,
I'm
fair.
going to say yes, because if Osfire didn't heal Calda, she'd be dead next.
That's
I'd like
also
chat
true.
to weigh in on this. I think Calda should be dead.
Make a poll. Everyone vote. Should Calda die?
No,
I-
we're moving on. We're
The
moving
thing
on.
is, I
we're
can't
moving
wait
on.
to I can't wait to DM and make one mistake.
you are
It's gonna be
gonna be
so
alive.
fun. I'm inviting it. I'm inviting it. Do you know what? I'm gonna pepper in mistakes, rules mistakes here and there, and like it.
Friends.
I put that in on purpose to
I
test
mean, we
you.
might be.
Not with that second roll. Calda rolled a 14 to hit, which doesn't hit. She thought she was going to be really. She was very excited about turning this goblin into a fireball right in front of her, and she tries to send the jet of fire down through his skull, but he just goes ugh, and he moves away from her, and the fire hits the ground and misses completely. And she looks over at you, Osfire, and says, "I tried."
It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna sort these bastards out.
Top of the round again, Oster. It's you.
The son that attacked him, he is like Oster is full crying, like he is just like he's sobbing, he's filled with remorse, but he's also just been stabbed or slashed with a scimitar, so he's kind of hearing the commotion coming up from behind him on the path. He assumes that his master is besieged, and he needs to do as much as he can to get back. So he is going to he's going to uppercut the goblin right into the head with his knee. He's just going to full on just try and crack his skull with his knee while still apologizing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
He also has you got your re-inspiration
yes,
for
yeah,
me
if
as well.
you-
So if you want to add that,
And just as a point, actually, Fiona, I should have rolled to make sure I maintain my concentration on Shield of Faith on Oster, and I just rolled it there now, and I got a 16, so I maintained it, I guess.
Unfortunate.
So, you keep
Thank
your +2 to your AC.
She's trying to kill me. That's
Oh no, you're not my target anymore, Dan.
okay. Whew. That was an 18 to hit.
That hits.
And that is 8 bludgeoning damage.
The son turns to look at you, still standing in the viscera of his father, and sees as you, crying, staring at him, professing your apologies, bring your knee up into his chin, and immediately send his jaw through the top of his head.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And this goblin looks at you for a second before the life leaves his eyes, and he falls crumpling at your feet. And his friend, standing beside him, goes, "That was my brother."
Wait, the same dad?
That's too complicated.
Okay. Can I use my bonus action to
No!
unarmed strike kick him in the head?
Oh, jeez.
Austin, do you must tell me your leg workout? This is amazing, says Thalia.
He just needed some motivation from his parents, and look what he's capable of.
Yes, out from under the judgmental coldness of his bastard father and his bitch of a mother, he's actually thriving.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God, I didn't know this was a therapy session.
It's D&D. Of course it's a therapy session.
Exactly.
Go for it.
Okay.
Go on, destroy this last goblin.
That is a 14 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. And then that is a 9. I roll d8s for all my unarmed strikes.
Oh, what do you do? How do you end this goblin's misery?
So if he
How do you end their line?
as he knees the first guy and is horrified that he's just knocked your man's jaw into the roof of his head, he's gonna, on the foot that comes down, do a kind of a half spin and then just kick the other guy right into the face, kind of in front of Thalia, going, I'm sure your brother is okay. I'm sure he's fine, and I'm really sorry about all of this. And he's kind of now looking at Thalia, and I'm so sorry, Thalia. Your roar was really, really impressive. I was really scared. I was really intimidated by the whole thing. I'm so sorry.
Go for it. Do it again.
Okay, and then, he just plants the flat of his foot right into the goblin's face.
Holds her axe for a moment so she can be like, good job.
Yeah, Thalia, you just see Oster's. What size feet does Oster have?
6.5.
6.5. So I was going to say it was bigger than the goblin's head. It's not. It fits perfectly in the round of his face. And you can see in slow motion his long pointed nose get sent out the other side of his head as
Beautiful.
Oster's face makes contact and continues with the force that he is kicking with. He continues. The goblin is caught off guard. It is smashed straight down onto the ground. His foot goes right through and turns the head to paste. And that goblin is also dead.
See, Oster crying through this entire thing, just bawling.
He's
his eyes
just
out.
wailing. He's just full on wailing.
Oh, Jesus.
The seat is just like,
The other three goblins, Calda, Osfar, to see, all you guys can just hear from this side of the woods. There's lots of wetness. There's lots of awful sounds going on in here. You're not too sure what's happening, but it just doesn't sound very nice at all. Thalia, it's your go.
I think Thalia's feeling very confused and she hates being confused. And she's just like, I hate moral ambiguity, and goes into a rage. And
What does she look like when she rages?
throws her head back to do a big roar and I think so she has some of her hair in braids. Some of them, they just immediately out, can't be contained. And yeah, very tall, seems to sort of get a bit bulkier in the moment as well. And yeah, she's going to turn and run over. I don't know if I can make it to the other goblins on the other side of the road, but she wants to sort of charge straight down.
What's your movement?
Towards them. It is 35.
Yeah, because they moved back in on top of Osfar and Calda and the seats, so you'd make it to them.
Cool. Yeah, I'll go for whoever's attacking. It sounds like Calda's not doing great, so whichever one is attacking Calda, I'll charge in towards and try and hit them with my great axe. Oh my goodness, I'm not doing very well. 10.
So you run in, Thalia, seeing that there's no more work to be done on your side of the woods because Oster's already made a complete mess of that. And you decide to distance yourself from it and run to the others. A great axe held aloft, wanting to finally get a bit of the action that's going on, but in your excitement you trip over a bit of rubble in the road and stumble, and your axe flies to the side of this goblin who's looking up at you with wide eyes and saying, "How many more of you are there?"
Again, that was on purpose. Definitely not, but and yeah, that'll be me.
That's you. Osfire, you're up.
Osfire is going to bonus action and spend a sorcery point and twin spell healing word on both himself and Calda. Again. I'm rolling like a demon here for these healing. That's another 9.
Ooh.
So we both go back up 9 points. So heal.
You.
That That's my bonus action, and then I'm just gonna turn at the fucking goblins that are in front of, and just say, it's like, and just like, it's like, I'm the goddamn healer. I shouldn't be doing this. And I just throw the shield and the mace down. And just for the chat and for everyone else that's in the game, this is a cantrip. So I'm casting a cantrip.
Die any common?
And I will.
And this is completely
I will then burn my other sorcery points to twin spell this and cast Sacred Flame right at the two goblins that are in front of us. Just literally the hands go out and two beams of energy just shoot out. It's a dex save of 12.
Calda's dream came true.
Frighteningly.
They rolled an
I
11
apologize for the
their
well
save.
actually
11, so
coming
they
out
failed. The
earlier.
dex save is 12, so they failed. So they both take. That is the full damage. 8 points of damage. 8.
Play.
There's there. 8. 8 points of damage straight into the both of them, like close range.
Oh my god.
So, yeah. So, yeah, there you go.
Calda is standing right beside you after trying and failing to cast Firebolt on her little gobbo friend, and sees Osfire step forward, throw his mace and shield to the side, throw his hands out, and send two absolutely scorching hot gouts of flame into the chest of the two goblins, the one beside him and the one beside Calda. They look at each other for a second before both immediately bursting into a ball of flame each. They run around for a little bit like headless chickens on fire before both keeling over and dropping dead. There's an awful smell in the air. There's an absolutely horrible smell in the air. And the last goblin standing, Bryson, looks at the burning, charred remains of his friends, really uninterested, and looks up at you, Osfire, and he just says, "My dad made me do this. I really don't want to be here. Can I just go?"
You're not going anywhere, boy. You're gonna tell us where all of your compatriots took our friends.
And I'm picking up the mace, and Osfire is looking really pissed because he's like, again, mumbling under his breath,
I'm the goddamn healer. I'm not meant to be killing people.
What's a
I
compatriot?
do like how you mimicked the shadow puppet though, with the two gouts of flame.
And there
It
are many
happened. It
corpses
happened.
of goblins at Calda's feet right now,
It's
even
all
though she had
happened.
no part in it. So,
yeah.
what's a
Um,
compatriot?
And I just point at the pile of bodies and ash and whatever's left of the other goblins, like,
These dead individuals right here.
I'm just an intern. My dad made me do this. I just wanted to go find myself, and he said there was nothing to be found, so he made me do this. What do you want?
Where did they take the people who owned those horses?
Are you trying to intimidate or persuade him, Wayne?
let me look at my stats. Metagaming the shit out of this one. They're both the same, so I'll go with intimidation.
Okay, give me a roll of it.
Can I help by just being very angry in the background and going like, ah?
13.
You can see he's a little bit shaken, and then with Thalia kind of standing up beside you and shaking out her mane and roaring, and Calda's also standing there just smiling down at this creature. To see it, Noster, what are you doing as this is all going on?
I'm just like, oh, this is so gross. And I'm just gonna like prance over to the group and just kind of like join Oster and Calda and them. I'm probably actually gonna stand by Calda.
Okay.
Yeah, Oster has come out carrying like the bodies of the goblins, just covered in blood. Just
You're carrying
like,
them. You're attempting
he's
to carry
holding
them.
like
The
yes,
bodies.
yeah, he's just crying. He's kind of looking at Osfire for help.
Well, like one of them isn't like it's gonna be a hard job to pick
Yeah,
that
he's
up.
got
Like you're
he's
gonna
got
have to
some of
scrape it
that.
off.
Like
it.
actually, what he
Okay.
has is maybe a dirt clod that he thinks might be like the
Okay.
head.
Oh,
And Calda's eyes just like open like so wide as she stares at you, Oster. Did you do that?
I found them, and then they attacked me, and I I just kicked them.
Don't you love the noise
It
of
looks like
sinew ripping from bone? That's my favorite.
What?
ugh,
I
it seems you have a penchant for murder, my friend.
which one? And like Oster just holds up like he pulls
Oh,
an arm up
oh,
and like
oh,
is this the
you don't.
sinew?
Oh,
You can just hear in the background Tally's like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Osfar, can you
I love how
help
we're all interacting with this, and Talia's having a moral quandary.
in
I
rage
love
mode?
it.
Bryce looks over at you. Sorry, what were you saying, Wayne?
I don't think I can help that particular part. Are there any full bodies left?
Yeah, like one of them is the dad is destroyed. There's nothing left of the father. One of them has his jaw through the top of his head, but the rest of it is intact, and the other one has the front of his face at the back, but the rest of him is intact. So there's like
Okay.
two bodies with like mashed up heads, and then the rest is just kind of
Oh, like it's not that they have 0 hit points; they're fucked. Like
they're gone.
they're gone.
gone.
I'm sorry, my friend. I don't have anything that can really help with any of this in the current state. If they were just like unconscious, maybe, but fucking dead.
Bryson looks over
You
at the
killed them.
bodies and just rolls his eyes. And he scans the crowd, and he's kind of a bit freaked by Osfire, and he looks over at Thalia, who roared, and he kind of looks at you for the first time, Thalia, and he sees your hair shining in the light, and you're standing there with your great axe sparkling in the sunlight. And he goes, "You're cute. You're real
Now I'm
cute.
even more confused.
What's your name?" And he just goes, "What's your name?"
My immediate temptation is just to be like, but I don't know if I should indulge that feeling. I'm going to start to do that, but anyone is welcome to notice Thalia raising her axe like, nope, I can't deal with this.
Oh. Thalia, maybe we just maybe we calming breaths in 1 and 2, 3. And Austria, I think you could benefit from this as well. Maybe everybody just do a little breathe. And Bryson, is that your name? Okay, I think we're all going to hold hands and do some breathing exercises with everybody. Let's all
Just
relax.
watch my nails.
We'll all
please.
relax.
Just be careful of my nails. I only just got them done.
As I pick up his hand, like pick his hand into my hand, I look at them and I'm like, they're not that great anyway. And I'll cast vicious mockery.
Oster was
my
reaching
God.
for Osfire's hand to hold it, and was like also trying to maybe reach for deceits, but he drops
I'm
all
not-
the bodies.
I'm not actually casting vicious mockery. I just wanted to say that
Well,
because
you're
I think
gonna
it's
have
funny.
to roll a d4 for me because he's gonna take some psychic damage from that.
Oh my god.
3.
Bryson kind of goes, my mom says they look nice, and he's very despondent
Well.
looking now.
Your mother clearly has good taste, but perhaps if you stay with us and you help us find you the people we're looking for, I can maybe introduce you to a few people. Like, I know a few good pieces, and I flash a few like bits of jewelry and like bits of clothing or whatever. I'm trying to like appeal to his like nature, I guess, or their nature. I'm just like, perhaps if you help us find them, we can I can hook you up. I know everybody who's everybody in Neverwinter.
He looks you up and down the seat, and he goes, "I like your style, but how about putting in a good word for me?" And he just eyes Thalia.
Deceit just goes like, oh, absolutely. If you help us, absolutely.
Do you think she'd go on a date with me?
Oh, well, it really depends on how good the word I give is, and that really depends on how much you help us, doesn't it, friend?
Well, my mom says I have a charming personality.
Well, your mother also said that your nails were nice, and she was also wrong about that. So maybe you help us out, or There's no good word put in for you.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Of course, darling.
Uh,
That is
Well,
not good.
well.
That is 17.
Bryson looks at you again to see, looks at Thalia, bites his lip, looks back
Sally's
at
now
you.
lying down on the ground, like trying to ground herself.
I love her.
A little bit in the blood, but she's like, it's okay.
Looks over at Osfire and just kind of goes, ugh. Side eyes Calda, and then looks at Oster one last glance at the crushed remains, and again rolls his eyes and says, anything to get me out of here. What do you want to know?
So, there were some people that were with these horses that your compatriots killed.
Yeah.
We want to know where those people are.
He gestures back where he had come from on that side of the road. That way.
Does he just goes, no. You're going to take us there, darling.
Can I walk with your friend?
As I said.
Will she walk with me? I'll only go if she'll walk with me. What's her star
we'll
sign?
work on that. I think she's probably a Leo.
Inspiration for Tiny.
You just hear Sally's like, Sagittarius.
Whatever, darling. Yes, she'll definitely walk with you and definitely won't be incredibly uncomfortable by your presence. Take us, go.
Bryson looks over with a big grin on his face at you, Thalia, and puts a hand out. Come on, I'll show you. You're coming with me. They said.
Like, I was but I let my claws like go in his hand a little bit. Pull myself up.
We're gonna kill this goblin by accident.
Yeah, you yank on his arm and he goes. And he smiles at you and winks.
I'm still confused and I don't like it.
You're real strong. Better
Yes.
not break me. Don't break me. And he's still smiling at you.
I can't promise anything.
So I'm gonna roll a d4 for how much psychic damage
Yeah.
I'm taking.
I need to make a Constitution saving throw for how sick I feel.
So that's a 4. Everybody who is emotionally damaged by that, take 4 of psychic damage, please.
Alda doesn't know what's going on. She's just not. She's looking at Sarah.
Oh, stop.
Come on then. I'll show you. It's not that exciting.
Okay.
It's real boring. Who are those people anyway?
They hired us to escort their goods to Phandelver, and your group of fellow goblins decided to liberate them of their belongings. And Osfar kind of makes his way back over to the wagon, because obviously we need to bring that with us, I guess.
I was just gonna say this.
Yeah. So
Sally
it's
has
like
forgotten all about that. So she's like,
yeah.
I do like that Osfire thought of that because Deceit wouldn't have.
Yeah, so
Thank goodness Osfire
hops up
Thank
into the
God.
thing and just like slowly starts to clop the horses along and pull the wagon as the rest are kind of, and he just follows behind them as best the road.
Bryson will look at them and say,
Thank you, Cleric
that's not
Dad.
going to fit this way. You got to just dump it here.
We'll find a nice place
You'll point over.
to cover it.
Like there's loads of cover. You can just hide them in wherever you want, and they
Yeah, and I-
won't be seen by the
I'll
side.
guide the horse in and we can cover it with brush and cover it up and stuff.
Perfect. So with that, hand in hand with Thalia, Bryson will start
I
to
grab
lead you down the
Oster's hand
trail.
on the other side as well, and then I'm like, come on, everyone.
Uh,
To turn it into more like sort of like everyone we're together.
It's like it looks like a kid's outing from school. We're all just holding hands,
That's why you should go
walking
probably
through
at
the
the front,
woods,
'cause you know what
single
you're
file.
And I think I got a message from Declan, an urgent message. He wants to go on a break for reasons unknown.
I need to pee. I've been sitting here really quiet, going, "Don't talk, don't talk, don't talk, don't talk." Do a little dance under the desk.
Will I allow?
I'm just gonna go. I'm the producer. Goodbye. We're going on a break. See you all in 10 minutes. Stretch, eat, all that stuff.
Okay, we'll take a 10-minute break and come back to more violence, romance. Who knows?
That's all the same.
And random
It's all apparently the same now to Fiona. See y'all in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't go anywhere.
Romantic
Go
violence.
wee and have some mishka or not water, whatever you want to drink. I'm enjoying my water.
Or the opposite of that,
Mhm.
peeing.
And come back to us in 10 minutes for more fun.
Bye.
Bye.
I
Oster's bait for no particular reason. Oh god, this magic just came out of nowhere.
Wild magic.
Wild magic.
From
Welcome
Fiona,
back,
the hag of the
everybody.
thicket.
Oh my goodness, that's so
Whoa.
rude. That's Declan, you were meant to be
You've got a death wish,
representing
Declan. You've got a death
D8
wish.
Dungeon,
Wow.
and you speak to your DM in that manner.
Oh my god. May I remind
Yeah.
you all that the VODs for all the shows that Fiona has been in are available on YouTube.
I have
Yes, they are.
been nothing but pleasant to you.
You are such a fucking liar.
Insert supercut
Yeah,
here.
yeah, insert all the evidence.
Hello, everyone. I am your DM/hag here, back from our break. Did you have a good wee, Declan? Did you have
very satisfied wee.
Good. I'm delighted. Everyone else happy? Dahi, I know, had a delicious Jaffa cake. Can I ask you guys actually how you
And I
eat your
have-
Jaffa cakes? Because
I-
Dahi does it absolutely incorrectly.
How does I missed that? I was off. I was also off peeing. How
So-
do you eat it? Come on, show us this.
I just like.
Wrong.
Okay, yeah, I'm with
But-
Dahi on this.
but you
That's
know
the way
what?
I ate mine.
Do you remember that advertisement that was
Yeah,
like
full moon, half moon. Yeah, yeah.
half moon, total eclipse? That's how I think about it.
No, incorrect.
I'm gonna mute myself when I'm eating.
I'm a bit of a heathen. I don't like Jaffa cakes at all, unfortunately,
Oh,
because I don't like orange marmalade flavour.
That's
lost
that's
the
valid.
game has. Oh god damn it! I did lose the game. What?
Oh,
what? It's
no.
been years. What is the difference between a
Darn
gibbering
it.
mouther and a DM? One is a terribly disgusting creature, and the other is a monster from the monster manual. Who's our dungeon master this evening?
I don't know. Where's my crown gone?
That's some gibbering
I
mouther.
might as well enjoy my
You're
crown.
some gibbering
Put
nouter.
this back on.
You're some gibbering nouter.
The hag is in. Right. Is everybody ready? Is everyone Jaffa caked up?
That's Queen Hag.
Queen hag.
As she puts on her crown.
Dahi, don't try and weasel back into my good books. I remember what you did. No, I said to Dahi on the break,
Yeah,
I was like, I love a good rat. And we do have our resident rat in D8 out in the chat. And I warned James, I said, if you rat on me while I'm DMing for the first time, I will end your life. So that's why James has been quiet this entire time. But now he probably won't be. So I do have
Please be not to throw him on the fire here.
Don't worry, I'm a rat all by myself. But James and I will like back and forth about
You
this.
can collaborate. We're a collaborative
Yeah.
group here in D8 Dungeon when it comes to everything, including ratting on the DM. So yes, continue.
James
to rat.
said
I
he's
do
not paying
appreciate
attention.
it. Okay, continue to do that, James. Anyway, we are back
We're back.
with our adventurers, having decimated a lovely, friendly group of local
A
goblins.
family of goblins.
A family, found
A found
family.
family. Oh, that's
Found
worse.
family to make it even
That's
worse.
worse.
Do you still have your star sandwiches? Have you eaten them yet? Do they taste like death?
Oster's actually been passing them out to everybody while sobbing. The sandwiches are cucumber sandwiches.
Oh,
Yeah, as soon as you were passing out sandwiches, I was thinking Deceit is picking cucumbers off them. So I love how we psychically communicated that. That's lovely.
so Deceit is just eating starchy
Bread.
bread. It's not even butter; it's margarine.
Oof.
Deceit cleans off the cucumbers and like puts them on their eyes. And it's just like, oh, and imagining themselves being in a spa away from here.
So, like, I know they were brothers, and one of them's father, but the bloodline still exists, right?
Oster,
Well, like,
darling,
guys that you-
look.
No, that's them all gone.
Oh,
I mean, there's the
Well,
mother,
look,
the one
what
that
were
made the
they doing?
sandwiches is still around,
Okay.
but I mean, she's got no one left.
oh, God.
So you could get her later.
Oh, and
I mean, you might as well just put her out of her misery. So
Oster is just he's,
why is he crying? What's wrong with him?
Just lead us where we're going. And Deceit's gonna hang back a little bit with Oster and just like kind of walk alongside him while we're walking to wherever we're going. And just kind of say like, They were shooting arrows at random people in the middle of the road. If we didn't get them, somebody else was going to. You don't have any reason to feel bad
I
about
didn't
it.
shoot any arrows. I was just
Oh, he
scared.
didn't.
I wasn't talking to you.
That's why we haven't killed you yet.
Continue what you're doing, and we'll get your good word. You
I took
heard
him forwards a
what I
bit.
said.
Come on.
His arm dislocates.
Let's go home. Tell me about yourself. Why are you here? Why
And then-
are you with those guys? He says to you, Thalia. Who are those guys? Do you like any of them?
I met them yesterday, so don't know yet.
Do you like me?
No, I haven't known you for very long yet, and so far you've been strange.
Is that good?
It's neutral for now.
I'll take neutral.
No, I have a lot of feelings. Not many of them involve you. I've got a lot of stuff going on.
Well,
For example, should we have killed your friends? I'm not sure about that.
They're not my friends.
They did try and attack us.
I don't care about them. I don't care about the rest of them down here. You can do whatever the fuck you want with them.
Apathy. Interesting choice. Anyway,
Just watch.
let's go.
Just watch the way they put some stuff down on this trail. I don't know where it is. They don't tell me anything, but just watch your step.
The entire time the group are
Follow
doing
that.
all of this, Ozfire is like full on covert ops, like rolling in the grass, sneaking behind a rock, holding his hand up like this, singing them on. And
I
it's
catch
just
Ozfire
rolling and getting
and I'm
into
like-
place.
The goblin says there might be traps, by the way.
They don't tell me where they are. They just said that there's some. I mean, I don't know.
Do you not have a... What would happen if you walked in the trap?
I'm just an intern.
But surely they should still tell
Wow.
you where the traps are.
They don't tell me anything. I just know there's traps. I don't know
Very
where
good
they are.
workplace health and safety.
Yes, these roadside goblins should really unionize or something. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Are you getting paid, Bryson?
I'm an intern.
So you're not getting paid.
My
No.
goodness.
You should be paid. In the
Really?
free roll clan, we pay our interns.
Can I
I
be
knew
an
this was
intern
a
in your
good choice
clan?
to kill all of you. Yes.
I can?
Yeah, but I'm not there at the moment, so you'll have to ask them.
Where do I find them?
The countryside. Sorry, that's me, Philip, and not knowing. I haven't decided where they live. Somewhere in the countryside.
The countryside.
And if I go there and give them your name, they'll just let me do whatever I want?
Maybe. I don't know.
Are you gonna come back to them?
No.
I'm just
Not
gonna
for a
say I'm
while.
with you. I'm just gonna say I'm your boyfriend. Okay, let's go.
Oh.
And they walk on ahead, and again Bryson is he's hanging back a little bit. He's still holding on to Thalia's hand. How are you guys? We're at the front, Thalia. Where are the rest of you standing? It's not a very wide trail. It's proper, like just a little dirt track now. It's very narrow. There's trees completely on either side of every of the little path. You can't see that far ahead, and you can't see anything either side of you. You're going to be crushed into single file a little bit here. Calda is definitely at the back. No, Calda's going to be beside wherever Ostfire is.
Well, Ozfire has kind of been doing that whole like tactical thing, and then when they get into the narrow area, then he kind of stops and kind of holds up his fist. He's like, "I think we're going to have to walk single file here, carefully."
Calda's going to
Is
go
it-
up to you and just go like really, really close to your face and say, "How did you do that with the fire? Tell me."
It's a thing I have. I'm blessed with the sacred flame of it. It's one of the few things I can do to hurt people. Generally, I kind of focus on the healing. I don't really like to focus on the damage that I can do. I've done enough damage in my life. I'm all about the healing, the calming, and the kind of cleansing of the individual.
Yeah, but you enjoy it a little bit.
No, I don't enjoy
You
it.
like the smell? I like the smell.
I definitely do not like that smell. It smells like burnt feet and stuff, but particularly when you're shooting up goblins, it's not a good smell at all.
I think you'll come to like it a little bit better. Let's have a competition.
You are an extremely morbid individual.
Let's see who can burn the most. You're winning.
Oh. And he kind of puts his head down and just
starts to trundle ahead in single file.
I can see this boding very
Definitely.
well for Oscar and
Yeah.
Sally trying to decide how they should direct the moral compass here.
Yeah, he's very much downtrodden by the fact that he's becoming known as the person who burns people, not the healer that he aspires to be.
You burn
Oscar
people,
and
but
Dom
I
and,
burn
Deceit.
people.
Oh my god. I can't give you inspiration again. Go away.
Oh, I mean, you could. I'll remember it.
What are you two doing? Whereabouts are you?
The other one said that they were brothers, and I killed brothers.
It's don't worry, darling. Like, if you think about it, they were probably going to be killed by Neverwinter guards that were traveling this way anyway. So you just hastened life along a little bit.
Why are you lying to your friend?
Why are you not directing us where to go?
Wait,
Little
It's this way. You go on ahead then. I don't know where anything is. You go. It's down this way. Just keep going.
your sense of direction is it's just like your taste.
Oh.
Questionable. Now, darling, don't worry. And like I'm turning to Osfire or Oster. God, you all have such the same names. Oh, I'm so bad at names.
Thalia, what's your
And I'm just comforting.
Oster? Is it working?
no, Oster is looking down, like as Deceit is telling him what's, it'll be okay. The only thing that's kind of ringing in his ears is the fact that Bryson referred to Deceit as his friend, and he's a little bit happy that Bryson's picking up on the fact that there's friendship energy building in the group. But he's not going to say anything yet. But he's really, really, he's not letting himself feel that joy because he's sorrowful because of the murder.
He can do a murder as long as he makes friends doing it.
Really horrific murder.
Yeah, do more murder. Make more friends.
Oh my god, am I the
That's the
BBEG?
message for today.
Making friends through murder.
Yeah, the only thing he is doing is he is scraping his slippers along the ground because he's just trying to like get them a bit muddy so like the blood gets off his slippers.
Good luck getting it out of that. Yeah, so Thalia, Bryson and you are walking on ahead, and he'll suddenly tug at your arm and stop, and he'll say, he said it was around here somewhere. I don't know. There's something here anyway. Do you want to get one of your friends
Have you actually been in the place where you're taking us before?
Not really. They don't really let me in. They just let me at the entrance.
Right.
Only the cool
Okay,
ones go in the back.
Okay.
Clark says I'm not cool. Do you think I'm cool? And he looks up at you.
Well, who's Clark? Because I would need that to be able to measure. Need to know who he is to be able to measure your coolness.
He's my boss. He's not.
Is he another
really nice.
goblin?
No, he's a bugbear. He's not really nice. He's not. He doesn't treat me
Well,
that
he's not
well.
paying you. No,
No, he's
doesn't
not
sound
paying
like he treats any of his workers very well.
Does Ozfire?
How far? No, you'd be right on top of us. We're all crushed on top of each other. Yeah, and he's not keeping his voice down. He's flirting
He's
out
flirting.
loud with Thalia.
By giving
so-
away secrets, he's flirting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me more, Bryson.
How do you get him to tell you more? Describe it. What do you do? What does Thalia do?
Sorry, you went a bit
Yeah,
quiet
it went
there.
really quiet, Fiona.
What do you do to get more information out of Bryson?
I just sort of lean over him a bit.
Yeah. And he's smiling up at you.
What are you doing? Yeah. What is a bugbear? After Osfar brings it up.
He stinks. He's really awful looking. You don't want to go near him. Trust me. He's not really nice.
Right.
He's really angry all the time. I don't like him very much, but he's friends with my dad, and he got me in here, and I kind of have to do this, so that's why I'm here.
Can I inquire? Just wondering. We thought we were going into a goblin stronghold or a village or camp as such. Exactly how many bugbears and goblins is generally in the vicinity?
There's just one bugbear, and then he starts holding up like his manicured nails, and he's just kind of counting. He's like, I don't know, like around 20 goblins. I don't know. Well, probably less now since your friend turned those ones to
Oh
paste.
god.
But
So
So you're saying that the
Don't
20 minus the 5 we have dispatched, and then a bugbear on top of that.
Yeah, yeah, they're all in there. It's just this hideout in the mountains. It's not really that nice.
Oscar is going to turn to everyone and was like, we need to formulate some kind of a plan here. We can't just barge in here and expect to be giving back our friends. There's a bugbear and goblins, a collection of them, and just us. And really, we're probably going to have to calm down Oster first before we go anywhere near that place.
Bryson's gonna kind of realize that they need this information, and he's gonna look up at Thalia, and he's gonna just chance his luck a little bit. And he said, "Well, I mean, I'm actually pretty high up in the
I thought you said they
intern
all hated you.
world. No, I was just, yeah, I didn't want to give it all away. I'm actually pretty high up. I just didn't want to seem like I was full of my own importance."
Can I roll? Do I believe any of this bullshit? Because Deceit knows bullshit.
You can give
Do I
me an
believe any
insight
of this
check.
bullshit? I have a passive insight of 14,
Oh.
and that is an 18.
Okay. So you can tell that everything that he said before this is true, but you can absolutely tell he's chancing his arm with his position in the company right now.
Deceit just kind of pipes up over it and just says, "Well, if you're as high up as you say, you could probably afford better clothes. So you're probably lying to us now, child. Tell the truth."
Or if you're not, continues Thalia, you could get us in, and you could go in right now and make sure that no one bothers us.
Well, I mean,
That's true.
Or, and this is just an idea, because we did this once in a bandit camp up in Icewind Dale when I was with the militia. Okay, this is just a small idea. If you don't like it, we don't have to do it. It's just, you are an intern. Rise in your station. Become more than what you are, correct?
well, ideally not here. I just want to get out of here.
Sure. So you want to make a name for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, look at me.
How's about
Good.
you bring in 5 prisoners into your camp and say that you captured them on the road? And we dispatched your friends, but you subdued us with your great, excellent claws that you have on your hands. And then they bring us to where our friends are. And then we break out with our friends.
You're spinning quite the story. I love
For a
it.
second.
Bit of theatrics, bit of heroics. Ooh.
You see it. You see Bryson's eyes do light up for a second, but then he looks around at you, and he looks at the blood on Oster's feet, and he looks back at you, Osfire, and he says, "I don't know if they're gonna believe that I got all you guys, and I don't have a scratch on me. But don't touch me. But I don't think they're gonna believe that. I mean, maybe if you sweeten the deal, I could try."
I take 2 gold coins out of my pocket and I just put them in front of him. When I hold them out in front of his face, does this sweeten the deal?
He'll pull you closer a little bit and kind of away from Thalia, and he'll just say, and he'll pocket the gold real quick.
Before he goes to pocket the gold,
Yeah.
I punch the gold into his face to break his nose. Right now, you're bloodied up now. You look like you've been in a fight.
What
Here's the
the
gold.
fuck? Do you think? And then he'll hold his bleeding nose and then look over at Thalia and say, "Do you think she likes this? Is she into this? Do it
You
again."
saw the way she was charging
She
around.
likes the rugged look.
I'm
Okay.
Trust me.
just like staring
One more
you down,
time.
like
One more time.
And I just gently hit him on the chin.
And he goes, "Ah!" and then looks back over at you, Thalia. What do you
I can't
think?
tell if he likes it or if he's worried that I like it.
Oh,
Either
he
way,
wants-
that seems like it's enough.
Okay, yeah. And I was like, so is this a plan? Are we doing this? We don't have to. It's just if there's a better idea, I'm open to
You
suggestions
just
here.
you gotta big me up. You gotta big me up, okay?
Oh, I'm a fabulous actor. I can do this. I can do it. And Deceit's going to take out the disguise kit and start making us look like worse for wear. And just like start painting like smudges and like bloody streaks on stuff and making us look like grisly and start like ripping like bits of their own clothes, like getting really into the part.
Calda wants extra. She's coming up to you going, "Oh, more, I want more."
Oh, of course. And like they just get like some of the like the reddish kind of paint and just pour it on everything. The seed is going to work
Okay.
on this.
Aster, if you could just think about that family, the line that you ended, the father and son that you've completely obliterated, the lives you've destroyed, the future grandchildren that goblin could have had. Have that in the back of your mind and look as a
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try.
Of course.
I think their
Yeah.
mom actually, like, she's in here. She's in here right now. I can introduce you guys.
Okay, can we? Yeah, I can do this.
As
I can do this.
as Oscar's like traumatized, Deceit is like no, no, like getting ready for the part of playing a prisoner. Like this, I know it's just an extra, but it could be my big break.
Okay, so Bryson's gonna stand there and he's gonna whip out his scimitar and he's gonna say, right, so how do I do this? What do you want me to do?
Do we have like rope or manacles or anything?
I think
I have
I've got
loads of
rope.
rope.
Yeah,
Oscar
right.
has
We can
loads
pretend
of
to
rope.
be.
Oh, Oscar has
Oscar
loads
has
of rope.
tons of rope.
So much rope.
We know
His parents
Oscar has
And
loads of rope.
I'm going to I have in my possessions I have a broken blade, so I'm gonna kind of hide if I can hide the mace and use my have the broken blade as my weapon. So the weapon is damaged, so I can if I
Okay.
can hide my
Oh.
mace somewhere. I don't know what I can do to do that.
I
But
know we don't know about it yet, but those cloaks should be useful for hiding all our weapons.
Oh yeah, no, Oster's
What
Oster's not
cloaks?
even there right now. Oster, those are friendship
No,
cloaks.
that's true. No, not ready.
Far off, far off.
He's not emotionally ready for this.
I just shove everything into my main.
Okay, so everyone's kind of tying themselves up. Are we forming like a
Mhm.
chain gang? What's going on here?
Yeah, basically. Do you want me to do anything for the disguise kit or?
No, I'm gonna. Bryson doesn't care. He thinks this is cool. He's happy out.
I get anyone but Barson to tie me.
So Bryson's gonna get you all in a line, and he's gonna stand behind you with the scimitar out and just kind of wave it. Calda's at the back, and he'd be like,
Oh,
what is this right?
No.
Like, oh yeah, I got you guys. And he's gonna shout, who's at the
no.
front? Who stayed at the front?
me. I'm gonna be at the front. Deceit's gonna be at the front because Deceit wants this moment.
Okay. He'll shout at you, Deceit, and he'll say, I meant it, there's traps down here, I just don't know where they are, so just keep your eyes open, okay?
Okay.
Um
Oh shit! Why did I go in front? So I'm gonna look for traps.
They don't tell me where anything is, but just you'll be fine. Just keep going. So he's gonna gesture and he's gonna encourage you guys to start walking down this trail.
Okay, I'm gonna look for traps at
Okay.
least.
Well, you get to roll a perception with advantage because you know they're here somewhere.
Oh, that's not bad. Oh, that's even better. That is. It's a score. It's a 19.
Okay. So you're all in a line, tied up with Oster's very fancy rope, walking down this trail, with Deceit at the front and poor Bryson, the intern, at the back, kind of just half-heartedly waving his scimitar around, going, "Yeah, I got you guys, let's go." And Deceit, as you walk forward and you're scouting the path as you go along because you're aware that there is something here, even though Bryson doesn't know what. And on the ground ahead of you, that you see there's kind of a very neat pile of leaves ahead of you, and you spot a snare ahead of you on the ground.
Really tempted to not tell Bryson and let him get caught by it. Like Deceit is really tempted, and so is Dahi. But no, to say, Deceit like remembers, is like, no. I need this moment. I need this to build my character. Like I need this. This is a moment for me. So just be careful. Those lovely pile of leaves look very dangerous. So I'd probably steer clear of them, Bryson, and we will all do so too. Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. So the Deceit has nicely pointed out the snare that you have spotted. So you can all make your way and skirt around. I'm not going to make you make any saves because it's pretty obvious. Whoever put this together, I swear it wasn't Bryson, didn't do a very good job. And you continue down the road, and he's like, Bryce's going,
He
yeah.
doesn't remember where his own traps are.
Keep going. I got you guys, real good.
Deceit is going to be making like crying and like wailing sounds, like, oh, we've been felled by Bryson the intern. Oh, like
How embarrassing. Oh, no.
What?
oh, so Oh, no, so he's so powerful and
Yeah, something a bit more, a bit
chic.
He's
more.
And
so
like
strong.
as soon as the C says chic, they kind of wince, but then kind of get back and they're like, oh, he's
He's
just
handsome. He's handsome.
so
Yeah.
handsome and strong and powerful, and he's captured
Uh-huh.
us.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. There's something else. There's something else down there. Just watch yourself.
Deceit's kind of in their melodrama now, so if anybody else wants some good for traps.
I'm behind, kind of next in line, so
Okay.
I'm happy to do that if
Now
you
it's
want.
still quite narrow, so you wouldn't be able to see fully past the seat. So I can get you to do a perception check, but it won't be with advantage this time.
Okay.
Oster is completely and totally distracted. He is mentally composing an apology letter to the wife of the goblin and the mother of the children.
Oh, he looks happy.
It's a 21.
Oh, very
Ah,
sexy.
slay.
Okay, Osfire trying to peer past the flailing body of Deceit. Again, quite clearly, you can see ahead of you that there is some semblance at hiding what is very obviously a pit trap in the path directly ahead of Deceit.
Yo, Deceit, you might want to slow with the theatrics for a second. We got a bit to go. There's a trap right in front of you there.
Oh,
Just watch your step. Watch your step.
We'll skirt around. And I'll go, oh, as we're skirting around.
Yeah.
Again, because Osfire
I
rolled.
like slip a hand out of the really bad like chains just to go, oh, and then put them back.
Yeah, Osfire rolled so well that again,
Oh.
I'm not going to make you guys make any saves. You all can skirt around this pit, no problem. And Bryson's still behind you. He's going, not far now. I mean, keep going, keep going. Maybe like a bit more, a bit more.
Oh, I love directions like this, and it lets you go for it. Oh, Bryson, he's so powerful, and he took out. You should see the amount of men we came here with, and they're all dead because of him. Oh.
How many S's are
As
there in
what?
condolences?
Too many for me to spell, but oh, and oh, there's just so much death and family lines ended, and oh.
I'm gonna turn back to Talia and go, this may not have been my best idea.
What's happening now?
Yeah, I'm just saying maybe have something in the back there for backup, plan B or
Yeah,
something.
because I'm quite tall. I
Uh,
imagine I'm like in the middle, but I have maybe put Calder between me and Bryson. So I want to like look over on his head, and I'm like, I feel like we've been going along this trail for a long time. Are we going in the right direction? And like trying to like look ahead a bit.
Funnily enough, Thalia, as you say that, the trees, the little path that you're on, opens up, and it's this kind of it's a bit of an open area. There's still thickets and bushes to either side, but there's a little stream that you can see ahead of you that is flowing out of this big open mouth of a cave in the side of a rock face. There's not much that you can see upon initial inspection, just this stream coming out. There is a little path to the other side of it. You guys are on the west hand side of the stream, and on the east hand side you can see that there's a little path leading into this cave. Thickets again around the outside as you walk out into the clearing, and you can hear kind of Bryson whispering in a rush behind you, going, "They normally have people here. Just keep going, louder, more."
Oh no, oh my, we have been felled. Oh,
Don't
woe are
capture
us.
us, no.
Oh.
Stop.
There's so
You
many
see-
dead
you
bodies.
You see, oh no, my crown. It's so awful. You see from the other side of the stream, you can see the thicket of bushes over there shake, and you can hear some disgruntled voices calling out from it. Bryson's that you? And you just hear Bryson say, yeah, it's me. All the others are gone. I
killed
got
them.
I got these. I did this one. Tell Clark I got these guys. And
We could defeat some of them, but we weren't a match for Bryson. Oh,
He's
as
so
I said,
strong
family
and
lines were
dangerous.
ended. And I'll speak back towards Oster to make him wince.
I'm so
Oh.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to kick his head in.
you see the bushes move, and this set of bright yellow eyes peering through at you, and you hear a voice saying, Bryson? There's no way in
Yes.
hell you did this, Bryson. What is going on? And
You should
Bryson
have
kind of
seen
stands
him.
and says, "No, I swear it was me. They got the others, and I just got them by surprise. By surprise, wasn't it?" And he looks at
'Twas like
the five
the
of
It
you.
was
gods
so
themselves
embarrassing.
struck us with bolts of misfortune. Oh,
Okay, to see, I'm gonna need a deception check from you.
Um,
I'm gonna lean forward and just brush off the seat and cast guidance.
oh, slay. Do I get any help for like my
yeah, I'm gonna
Oster
drop to my knees and just
wailing?
say, like, "Oh, we deserve to be killed, punished, imprisoned.
Locked up.
I'm so
locked up.
sorry, Mom."
What's your role, Dahi or
Oh.
Steve?
Oh, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Will you add a D4 to it as well?
Oh, I do. But the other one was worse. This is better. Okay, that is 20, dirty 20.
Okay. You can see the eyes narrow through the bush, and you can hear this whispering coming from inside, and the bush is still shaking. You can make out bits of word like Bryson. There's no way. Yeah, but do you think? And Clark.
Here
And you
for
can see
this.
Bryson just staring at you guys, and he's like, yeah, guys, just tell Clark, I got them, I got them. And you hear just silence from the other side of the bush, and three goblins step round with their weapons kind of half drawn. They have their hands on the hilts of their swords, and they're staring at all of you. He got you. He got the five of you.
He got us. With his wiles and tricks and schemes and dashing good looks and prowess.
Yeah, okay. We got it from here, Bryson. We got it from here. And you see these three goblins crashing through the stream, approaching the five of you from the other side. Again, these are not Bryson goblins. These are token goblins. All a bit of a mess, mucky, smelly, dirty, awful. The ones like the ones that Oster killed and destroyed. And you see amongst them, there's a female goblin there, and she calls over, Bryson, where are they? Where's Declan? Declan, I gave him sandwiches. Do you know? Did he eat the sandwiches, Bryson? And you can see Bryce's just standing there, and he's starting to sweat a little bit. I didn't. Ask him, and he gestures at you, Oster. He knows. He knows what happened. I don't know what happened to Declan. He's just he wasn't there when I came back. He just wasn't there. And this poor goblin woman, Oster, stares at you with wide open eyes and says, "My husband." My sons.
Oster
My two sons.
reaches into his pocket and he just takes out like the brown paper with the little heart on it, and it's covered in blood. And there's no sandwiches in it because they all ate them.
We're awful.
Daddy's just been like, I feel very confused again, and I don't know what's going on.
And he's just kind of like
right now.
holding it out to her.
She walks over to you, Oster, with a trembling hand outstretched, and snatches the bag from you.
Declan was so brave, and you were
Still is.
one of the last things that flashed in his mind as my slippers came crashing down on his skull. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know he had a wife or that the other two were your children, though one of them seemed to be confused, and I think he might have realized that Declan wasn't his father.
You can see her. She's You can see the bag crumpled in her hand, and she looks up at you, Oster, and a tear forms in her eye.
You have all my condolences.
We were gonna have a retirement party for him
God.
tomorrow, and before he left today,
It was 2 days from retirement. It was 2 days from retirement.
before he left, he turned to me and he said, "My dear wife, Fiona, I'm going to eat these star sandwiches and I'm going to think of you and our sons. And we're going to retire and we're going to have a little cottage out past Neverwinter somewhere. And that's where we're going to live the rest of our lives. And you've taken that from me. He's taken it from me. And she looks at Bryson
Are
and
we
the
going
other
to
two
outbid
goblins
your
with her.
parents on the cottage after? Should you go? This housing market's really cutthroat right now.
And you can see the sadness in her eyes kind of steal and turn to rage a little bit, and she turns to Bryson and she says, "We'll take them from here." And Bryson kind of looks to you guys for a bit of guidance. But I got him. I did this. And
This
and
is
Fiona
part of
looks
his
at him
work
and says,
assignment.
she snaps at you, Thali. He's an
Capture
intern.
at least 5 prisoners.
Yeah, well, he's done his job now, hasn't he? You're coming with us.
I'm gonna quietly cast command at Bryson
Okay.
and say the word confidence.
Okay.
So it is a wisdom. It's a saving throw.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw of 12.
God, wait. He got a natural 1.
So he obviously I command him to be confident.
Okay. He side eyes Thalia and is realizing that he's kind of a little bit flustered. And Bryson stands there and he dusts down his armor a little bit and he stands up a bit straighter. And he walks over to Fiona and her goblin friends and he says, "Fiona, I did this. I'm bringing them to Clark." And she looks at him and she says, "Okay, but I'll be watching that one." And she shoots a dagger look at you, Oster.
Oster just nods.
"Go on then. Bring him through." And she just gestures and the 2 goblins with her stand back. And they watch as Bryson leads the 5 of you into the mouth of the cave.
Oster's just going to look over his shoulder, like as they kind of disappear into the mouth of the cave, and just mouth, "I'm so sorry."
She looks directly at you, Oster.
Deceit is gonna like nudge Bryson and just go like, "Good job, good show. You know, you could have a career in acting if you really wanted. Maybe I could get you in the door somewhere." When I could.
Insight check.
I say wink as well. Deceit says wink.
He's full of his own importance right now. This has never happened to him.
Yeah.
So he's very excited.
Wow, he looks very
This is the most
confident.
fun
I'm
that
kind of
Bryson
seeing him in a new light.
Sally's like, "Am I into this?" Shit.
I have to think
So
about it.
Bryson
I'm still
will
very
lead you-
confused about a lot of things. This is only one of them.
This session has been Deceit insulting people and Tally being confused and Oster crying.
I was the traumatized by his
And Osfire burning people
Bryson
against his greater
Bryson
judgment.
walks ahead of you all and he leads you into the mouth of this cave. And you can't see that far inside. The stream continues down and the path is on the east-hand side of the stream and continues further down into darkness. And you can't see much that far ahead of you. To the right-hand side as you walk in, there's a set of stone steps that lead up into a room. And it's pretty obvious you can hear some snarls and there's the smell of like wet fur and all coming from within. And you can kind of see Bryson, he falters for a little bit and stops, and you can see him kind of picking at his shitty manicure. And he goes, "Guys, I can't really take you further than here. This is me. I'm done now."
I'm going to cast heroism on him.
Jesus Christ. Buffing this poor lad to fucking.
So he gets 3 temporary hit points and he cannot be frightened.
Wow. That's amazing.
I like
And I
the
say,
command lasts
"Don't
as
worry,
well.
bestie, you've got this." I think
Command
it's
is
something around it.
command is only around, so it would have literally worked, and
Okay.
then that would have been it.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's bolstered. You can see him. His eyes do kind of light up when Deceit casts a spell on him, but and he looks at Thalia and he just kind of goes, "Fuck. I can't. I'm done. I'm gone. I'm out. You're on your own from here." But and he's gonna finger on you, Thalia, and he's gonna say, "You remember me though, right?"
Yes, I remember as the person who let us down. Internship offer rescinded.
Oh,
Oh, oh, emotional damage.
See Bryson's shoulders just drop, and the shine is immediately gone from his hair, and the glint in his eyes has disappeared and died.
He can't be
Yeah.
frightened, but he can be
Yes,
disappointed.
very disappointed right
Upset.
now. And he
You can just hear his little goblin heart breaking.
looks at you,
Well, the least
Thalia.
you can do, Bryson, is
Honestly,
don't tell the other goblins about us anymore.
I will if just one here. The little-
Oscar.
Slap, double
those temporary
slap.
hit points come in useful.
Oh my god, my poor little gobbo, you're so mean, Wayne.
I'm punching to and like just to because he was like saying I will tell them unless you do the and so just to stop him from
specify.
talking, I'm just like I'm going to knock him out as best
Okay.
I can. Now I'll roll for it if you want me to. I've no
Here,
problem with
roll
that.
and
But
see if you knock this poor goblin out.
Yeah, it's
my rolling to
Yeah.
hit, yeah, roll to unarmed strike. So +3. That is a 13.
No. Ha ha ha. Bryson kind of sees you approaching him and he's immediately disgusted because you're not Thalia and you go to swing a dig at him and you're very close, Osfire. You do. You graze his cheek a little bit, but the full force of it doesn't hit him. And he just looks up at you and you can see the tears welling in his little goblin eyes. And he just turns and walks away into the cave and he leaves the rest of you there. What are you doing?
Wait, follow him. He's gone deeper in the cave.
Goodness.
Uh,
Well, I guess we don't need these anymore. Or are we still prisoners?
well, I think he's going to tell somebody. He's not just going to vanish off. People are going to be wondering where he's gone if he's not bringing us to whoever this Clark individual is. So we've got to be quick here. We're in. That's the main thing.
Well, he's gone in further, right? Just to clarify.
Yeah, he's
So
disappeared
the
off
ones
into
who
the darkness.
know about us are outside.
Yeah,
so-
there's 3 of them outside.
Okay.
Although I did just kind of emotionally devastate him, so yeah,
It's his own fault.
yeah,
It's his own fault for trying to coerce you into kissing.
exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
I'm glad he got punched instead of a kiss.
almost punched instead of a kiss.
Yeah.
Almost punched.
Yeah.
Let's go find him and beat him up.
Let's go find him. and
Yeah,
kill
I'll
him
go
and
kill
end
him.
His family line.
I don't feel so bad about crushing his skull.
Let's go see
Yeah.
the doggy. We heard a dog, right? Talia says that she's like, I think we should
Oh,
go
wait.
see the dog.
There's a dog.
That was
So
a
as you're all
dog-like
standing
noise.
there, and Calda is kind of looking at her hands and she's trying to imagine flames bursting up like 3 feet high. And we're going to diddle back to present day tavern in the Copper Quill. And you can see there's lots of shadows on the wall. Calda's been a busy woman. You can see all the goblin corpses, but they're definitely more detailed now that she has remembered. There's a lot of paste everywhere. There is a lot of gut. There's entrails flying everywhere. She kind of has the shadow of Oster on her projection has grown bigger and is dripping. There's just liquid dripping down his arms and down off his feet. And she's turning around and she's clapping and she's looking at you, Oster, and she says, "Do you remember?"
Yeah, I cried a lot. I remember. We never really talked about all the death though. So
Did you really? Was that how it went down? Did you really murder all of those people like that, or was it? How did you? I feel like that. I know you were upset, but
Well, no, like
I don't.
Calda was there and she was on the sidelines for most of it. You know, she didn't really get involved in anything. Um,
That's
She did
true.
get shot
That's
several
true.
times with
yeah.
arrows.
So, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, Calda. When you got shot, maybe I didn't kill. Maybe I didn't kill that family and wipe out a goblin bloodline. And you were just
Yeah, I don't remember all of this fancy fanfic romance thing going on either, Calder. I'm sure that was added in.
And I definitely did
Calder.
not, but I did not sacrimoniously burn all these goblins to death with sacred flames of divine power.
Although I do remember that one, Osvi. It was very
no,
crispy.
guys. No, you no.
Smell. I remember the smell.
And Oster is just going to start applauding. Calda, you are just the funniest. You're so. That's like no. We didn't commit atrocities.
Oh, we didn't. You did.
Yeah, I actually didn't hit anyone or kill anyone in that
No.
fight.
Yeah.
It was only you.
Which seems a little bit inaccurate, to be honest.
I mean, I was very
But
confused.
that is roughly what happened. But
Well, maybe she's a little. You can tell that
Does
she's
anybody-
a bit miffed now, and she'll wave a hand, and the flame disappears, and the shadows are gone from the wall. And with another hand, she throws it in. The curtains go back up, and daylight streams back into the copper quill. And she kind of turns her back to all you, and she says, "Well, maybe one of you can pick up the rest of it."
Oh, Calder, it was good. It was good. You have to burn all of the puppets.
And Calda is going to take her D4,
Boop.
and she's going to
That's now
roll,
appeared on
and she's
screen.
going to see.
Oh no, we're using. Oh, no one trusts you here. We are rolling this on the stream. Nobody trusts. I do not trust you to roll that dice. No, ma'am.
Are you for real, Jack?
Not after the last
This is
two,
the fun
the
part.
2.5
very fun
hours
part.
of emotional abuse I had to sit through. We are rolling it on stream for everybody to see.
The crowd is off.
If it's me again.
So, would you clarify why it might possibly be you again?
So we're going to roll a d4 to decide who's going to DM the next session in 2 weeks' time. A 1 is going to be Declan. A 2 would be Dahi, but unfortunately we don't have Dahi with us. They are going to be elsewhere. I don't want to dox you, Dahi, but they're going to be doing something much more exciting than D&D.
don't worry, I'll be doxing myself on Twitter.
Oh, that's fine.
Live location.
Wait. So Declan has made me be 2 again, even though I shouldn't be involved this time. I've done my piece. Wayne, you're 3, and Philippa is 4. So you roll away,
I'm
Declan.
gonna piss myself if it's still.
I do love how Fiona signed up for this, and it's like, I've done my piece.
Okay,
I will never DM again.
Fiona,
It's
every-
horrible.
you,
I don't
you
like
can
this
see
at
it on
all.
screen. I am going to hit the roll.
Yeah.
I can't see it. So yeah,
Fuck!
you can tell me.
Ah, the mass murderer. The man responsible for genocide takes the seat again.
Oster's not taking part next time because they're so sad.
Yeah, Oster can't do it. He's going to retreat to his room and cry.
Oh, I'm so sad I won't be here next time. I had some plans for the cave.
My goodness,
That's okay.
that sounds so sexy.
It does, and it was going to be very
Oh
sexy.
We were really gonna go see that though.
I had some plans for the bugbear, but I'll let the audience imagine.
Oh my goodness. Lads, I don't like DMing it at all. I really don't enjoy it. I like playing with all of you. DMing is really awful.
You were brilliant.
Well, you did a great
you
job.
really
It was
did.
fantastic, Fiona. It was
It's your
so
first,
much fun.
as your first go ever. Very, very
Yeah.
good.
Well, thank you guys.
Clearly,
Yeah, honestly.
as you know, your
I'm
experienced
sweating.
dungeon master and teacher, you've just learned a lot from me.
Yeah, you caused her emotional damage. She caused
Yeah.
you emotional damage.
I'm
It's a
actually very
vicious circle.
I'm very excited because I got gifted a sticker pack 2 Christmases ago with loads of D&D stickers in them. And there was one left over. I don't know if you can see it. It's a Dungeon Master
Aw.
one.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I haven't put it on my laptop because I was like, well, I'm not really a Dungeon Master.
You,
But I think
you could have given me that like 2 years running.
no, absolutely not. I'm going to put this on my laptop right now.
Yeah, I mean you've mastered it. You already have the crippling self doubt. So that's what every dungeon master should. So
But Wayne, I have that with everything in my
And the
life.
sweatiness, that's his.
Yeah,
The
exactly,
sweatiness, is
yeah.
that part of it?
yeah,
And the
It is.
palpitations.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great. I understand why everyone does it now. It's really good fun.
Yeah.
Wait till you start questioning yourself once the stream ends.
Oh, that's already
Oh.
happening. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's already
Like-
happening.
Yeah,
Doubt.
But
Yeah.
Just
everyone
be perfect
hates
like
me.
and that doesn't
Everyone
happen. It's
hates
fine.
me. Ah.
well, I hope
That's
everyone
yeah,
out there in
literally,
chat
literally.
doesn't hate me. Please don't hate me.
I'm a chronic. Did you guys have fun, DM?
Yeah.
Did you
So
guys
bad.
have fun?
Was that good for you? Literally.
I turn around with
Yeah.
the usual. So look, if you're not happy with any of that, I will just retcon as much of it as you want. I just want to make sure that you had a good time. I mean, I spent a couple of weeks planning this whole thing out, but whatever you need, whatever you want, it's for you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I failed you on that 6-hour stream. I'm so sorry.
Well, Wayne, don't forget our deal.
mean-
okay.
Well, it's
know
not me
that I'm
next week.
amazing,
Well-
so-
Or next.
Yeah. Well, you're all amazing, and it actually makes such a difference when you have good
Oh,
players.
do you know what?
You guys are
I'm actually.
amazing.
I know earlier on I was so like, oh god, I don't want to be a GM. I cannot wait to be GM. Oh, I
Why is that,
cannot
Declan?
wait to be, because I am gonna fucking ruin Calda. I am actually going to fucking.
Well, guys, thank you
ruin-
so much for watching. Thanks for watching.
I'm still producer, lady. I can
Just
I'm
excuse
gonna
me,
keep this-
excuse me, Declan. I'm the DM right now. I'm just going to remind everyone of our
Yes,
sponsors,
sorry.
so
Okay,
please don't
sorry.
talk
I
over
shall-
that.
I shall.
We are. Thank you all for watching us here at D8 Dungeon at Random DMs. I want to just remind you of our lovely sponsors. The first of which is the Rook and the Raven, which is our lovely journals. This is my player character journal. I think now one of my friends might want to buy me the Dungeon Master one because I'm such an accomplished Dungeon Master. So maybe I can add that to my collection. And we're putting a discount code in the chat there, which will get you some money off, and a little bit of the money that you spend will come back into D8 Dungeon for us to spend on producing more streams and our podcast, Romancing the Dungeon, which just had a new episode out there on Friday just gone, if you want to catch up with it on wherever you listen to your podcasts. And our other sponsor is the wonderful Dakota Irish. We have another discount code, which is Dream Dates with an 8. Ooh, very sexy, Dahi. You can get 10% off your dice with that code. So please do support our sponsors who have been so kind to support us in all of the wonderful things that D8 Dungeon do. Thank you to all my lovely players. I had such a fun time playing with all of you. This is actually the first campaign that I've ever played with any of you, bar Declan, and I have to say that you're all incredible players. You're so much fun. You're so inventive. You're so creative. And you've made my first time DMing so much better than it could have been. So thank you all for everything. You've been amazing. And I hope you all had a good time. And I'll let our producer, Declan, just take it out because my brain's gone to mush now and I'm going to eat
I'm
my
not doing
dinner.
your job for you. Oh, there it is. I had a little bet with myself. I was actually going to turn around and go, I wonder if she'll manage to eat on stream as the Dungeon Master. And there it is. There it is.
Tastes like
There was me worried last week
Now,
about
we're
eating
having
chicken
a
wings.
full-on wrap.
tastes like fried goblin. Tastes like broken
Does it
dreams.
taste like fried Declan?
Yeah, tastes like fried Declan.
Tastes like a family bloodline.
Yeah. Wiped out.
Yeah, gone.
Never
Gone
to
forever.
defend again. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, Fiona might remarry.
And with that, everybody, good night. We are back in 2 weeks' time. Come and check us out on our Discord server. We had a good few new people joining us in chat this evening. Thank you so much for dropping in. Honestly, I had such a crappy day. Fiona, thank you so much. You've made my day so much better. And so did Wayne and Philippa and Dahi. I just had such a laugh. That was good for the soul. We are back in 2 weeks' time. I will be back in the DM's chair.
Thank fuck. No, maybe not.
No,
for me, maybe not
Calda,
for
so
Calda.
sorry. Everyone start preparing your eulogy. That's my one note. I will be killing Calda.
She did nothing. Leave her alone.
Deceit can play the violin anyway. Like I'm proficient, so I can just play that at the
Okay.
funeral. It's good.
Is there another charity stream happening at some point where we can level up again before next 2 weeks so I can get resurrection spells or something?
There,
My plan was
I need
actually
more
to level up
diamonds,
everyone.
quick!
what?
But then you all got level 2 from the charity stream, so I rescinded that offer. I was going to be really nice and level everyone up, but no.
Well, I mean, you could.
No.
Aha. See? Aha. There it is. There it is.
Now you're a
Hypocrite.
DM.
Hypocrite.
Yeah. You've been asked at the end of a session, do we level up? And you
Yeah.
said no. That's the true
there
mark
you go.
of being a
There you
DM.
go.
Congratulations.
That's it.
I wear my crown.
So proud of you. So proud of you. Good night, everybody. Have a great week, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time. And don't forget to check out, we've a brand new episode of Battle of the Mad Kings on Monday, 8 p.m. GMT +1. Take care.
Yay.